各位亲爱的网友朋友，大家好。
Hello everybody.
今天我们的话题呢
Today, our topic is
关于转世，还有这个
on reincarnation
神秘的类似因果关系的
and
这样
also
的
some
见证的一
mysterious
些故事和事件。
cause and effect stories.
那我在这2天呢，我在听到一些
These
发
few
生这
days,
种故事的人哈，
I've listened to
其实我听
stories
我特别的惊讶。
from people
惊讶
who shared
的
about their
第一
stories
个
and I
惊
was
讶就
really
是说
shocked
因果关系哈，
I was
它的
shocked
真实性，
because
也就是
of
常说的
the
因果
truth
不虚啊。对，你有
on
那么多
cause
的
and
伤害
effect.
就会有那么
So
多的
if you
苦痛在
hurt
等着你。
somebody, there'll be a lot of
那你有
pain
那
that
么
will
大的功德
follow.
福报呢，就有那么多的吉祥富贵
And
美
if you
好
do a lot
也
of
在等
good,
着你。
a lot of good things will be waiting you
所以
as
听
well.
完大家在讲的这些故事啊，
So after
就
I
觉得真
finish
是
listening to
诸
all your
恶莫作，
stories, I realized that, yeah, it's so true that you
心是
shouldn't
一个慈
do
悲
bad deeds and continue to
善
do
良
a lot
温
of
柔
good
的心
deeds. You must continue to
所以
have a
面对一
kind,
切
gentle heart
顺
when
心
you
顺利
face everything in
或
your
者是
life,
不
be
顺
it
心不
smooth
顺利的
sailing
这些
or is it any
一切
obstacles
事
that you face in life.
这样才能使自己少伤害，
In this
少
way,
作恶，
you will do
但最
less
终
bad
呢，还是让我们自己
things
受益。
and you will be the one who benefit
所以转
eventually.
世轮回这个概念，我们你看这
So about
2期
reincarnation,
我们并没有讲到佛教的也是转世活佛之类的。我
we
们
did
不
not
讲
talk about
大家在杂志
reincarnation
报刊
into a living
电脑
Buddha,
上都能找到
like in
很多
Buddhism, right? When
这
you
样的故
look
事
at
啊。
newspaper, you
那
will
我们
hear
现在
about
讲的
these
都是
stories.
发生在我
But
们
those that we are
我
discussing
们的菩提王
now
国
are
发生的事
stories, are things that have happened to our online
是真正
friends,
假
our
的。
Bodhi
感恩师
meditation
父
friends.
师父，我们在分享今天网友们带来
Thank
的
you,
精彩故
Master.
事之前哈，
Master, before we share what our online friends
特别
shared,
精彩，有一些网友有一些问题
some online
可以简
friends
短地问问师父
have some questions regarding the last
因为
life.
我们听到有人
Can I
转
ask you?
世成动物，也有动物转
Because we heard about animals reincarnate as human and human reincarnate as animals. So some online friend asked,
是不是比
Hi
人
Master,
再次投胎成
if
人
a person were to
它的智商
reincarnate
要低呀
from an animal
它是什么意思？
rather than from a person, does it mean that he's not as smart?
一条狗，那这辈子是
For example, if
那比如
a
说
person reincarnate from a
上
dog
辈子是人，这辈子还是人，那
and then he became a human in this life, or a person who is a human in this life and last life and became a human in this life,
是吧？
is there any difference in their IQ?
听觉、嗅觉，你是狗的几倍啊？狗是你的300倍。
You are many times, when you're human, you're many times better than a dog.
那更比
更
不了。
厉害。
And in terms of their
所以的话
spirit,
我们怎么能就比动物
nature,
更
they are
聪明
better. So of course
其实
they'll
人
be
可能多
smarter
了
than
语言
animal.
还有手，就多了2只爪子。完了之后呢，
It's just
这些
that
语言比较丰富。
You are also better when you talk. Your
很多的
language skill
动
is
物其实它
better.
没有你2双
So
爪
a lot of
不
people
像人的手那么少
may
用
misunderstood. They may
对不对
think that
所以
animals
它只
doesn't
能
have
做成
arms.
所谓的低级
So
动物
that's why they
但
are
它到底
animal.
低不低级是
But
对
are they
于
really
对
a
动物
low
的了解有
animal?
多少
It depends on how much you know
所以
about
前
them.
世是动物，今世做人
So
也不一定傻。
If a person were to be an animal in the previous life and is now a human, it doesn't mean that you will be stupid in this
它和人类
life,
的进化论是两回事儿。
because it is
因为这是灵魂
there's nothing to
到
do
人世
this
间
has
到
nothing to do
地
with
球上变成
evolution.
不同生物的这个
There's no
变
logical
它不是
relationship
人类
between
进
the
化
mental state of animal
所以
in each life.
这个概念了。
感恩师傅。
So all this is according to the power of will and their merit.
师傅，那我们这边还有
Thank
一
you,
个
Master.
问题，他就
An online friend also asked,
养宠物嘛，
say they have a pet at home and they treat it
小狗小猫呢，
like
当
very
儿子女
precious,
儿看待哈，
and they treat their pet
就
like
动不动
their
就
son
对
or
它看待
daughter.
小狗，哎呦，宝贝呀，
So when they
妈妈
look
回
at
来
the
啦
dog, they may say, "Oh,
要出门
baby,
了，
mommy
走
is
走走，
back."
跟妈妈
Or they
走
are going out, they say,
这样
"Oh,
把
come,
小宠物
come with
当
dad,
成自己的
daddy."
儿子女儿这种
So when
称
they
呼
call their pet like their own sons and daughters, is there
其实没有
anything
一
good
个
about
好
it?
坏的说法。
Master say there's no good or bad
咱
on
家里
this.
养了一只狗啊，一只猫。
Have you think that if you have a dog or a cat at home,
比如说你作为女主人哈，
and if you are the
你是家里的妈妈，
female master, you're the mother in the house,
你和它对话的时候，
and when you talk to
你
the
就说
pet,
我不想喂你，或者我很喜欢。
you may say, "I like you very much," or "I don't want to
那
feed
你们
you."
家孩子呢也是这么说。我
So
很
when
喜
your
欢
children,
还有
with your
说
children, you
尤其
also
孩
say,
子
"Oh, I love you."
说我要上学了，你现在
Or
跟
when
着
your
他
kids
了
want to go to school,
你
you
说
say,
你现在跟着妈妈。
"You go with mama,
是
come
在
out
语
with
言
mama."
表达上来说，好像按照家里的辈分的角度来这样
So you just express according to
其实要让这狗和猫
the
知道说
you must
这
let
是妈
the
妈
dog and the
这是
cat knows that you are the father, you are the
这 是
mother,
哥哥
that you are the
这是姐姐
higher, and that is brother,
他
elder
知道
brother
说
or
至少
elder
谁
sister.
是谁
So they
先
know
确认
who
这
is
个
who
家庭的名也应该说称呼
in the
啊
family.
这样就比较好说，对
So
不
it's
对？
easier to talk
那
to
比如
them
说
in
一
that
个
manner.
姐姐和妹妹一起带一条狗出去，
For example, if a elder sister and younger sister bring a dog out,
要交给姐姐，那你怎么说？会狗说，
and the sister don't want to hold on to
来，让
the
姐姐牵你。
carry the leash anymore and pass it to the elder sister, what will she say? She'll say, "I pass it to the elder
之类
sister."
的，说不定她记得住，但是在家庭之中
Usually, you
的时候
don't
人类
use a
对姐姐
name.
就要
Maybe the
称呼为
dog
姐姐
may remember your name,
对
but
不对？
in a family, you
那
usually do
对
not
狗
say
说的
that.
时候，当换了一个名字
So
的
when
时
you
候，
talk
狗
to
在
the
听你们
dog
之间的关系的时候，会有点混乱。
When you use name, the dog may not understand your relationship. It may be more confusing for the
就
dog
形成于3到5岁的孩子，
because the dog
就是他的
IQ
普
is
通
maybe
语
about
言
a 3 to 5 year old
接受
child.
那个看起来是平常的，知道吗？所以就为了辨认
So in
家庭中
order
的
to differentiate
你我他
the different levels or
中间家
differentiate
庭关系
different
当中不就是
individual in a
正
family,
常就是父母和子女嘛，
usually it's
也
about
也有
parents
3
and
代的哈，
children,
爷爷
right?
奶奶那样。
Or even 3 generation,
那这怎么介绍？
grandparents, parents,
你
and
跟着老头
children.
去，那不行嘛，你
You
跟
cannot
跟
say
爷爷
you
去
follow the old man,
跟
right? You must
爷
say
爷
you
玩一会
follow
儿有一个
grandpa.
猫来跟奶奶去玩一会儿。
Or like cat, go and play
对
with
不对？
grandma
它
for
这
a
是
while.
种介绍，就是说会不会对家里人不好？应该不会。
Doesn't mean will it be bad for the family members? No, it will not be.
客气。
Thank you,
中国呢
Master.
还有一位平听网友啊，他说
And there's
在
a
10年前
friend
买了
who
一
also
张
say
画
that
挂在卧室，是一幅非常漂亮的
10 years
狗
ago
狗
he
的
bought
水
a picture
奇怪的是
and
我
put
从
in the
小就
room.
怕狗
It's a picture of a dog. But actually, this person is afraid of dogs.
一眼就选中了它。
But he doesn't know why. The moment he saw the painting, he just selected immediately. The more you look at the painting, the more he likes it and finds it familiar. He finds that the picture looks like like the father who has passed away for many years, and felt that the dog was the father.
真的是我父
I want to know whether this dog
的吗？
is it really my father? Reincarnation of my father?
通常大家要懂得一个，就是狗的寿命啊。
So Master said you must know that
首先大家先了解。
if you want to have a pet, you must know the lifespan of a pet. For example, a dog, he can live for 10 over years. A dog rarely lives till 18 years. Let's say if a dog is 15 years old,
差不多90岁老人。
it's like a 90-year-old
他已经走不动
person.
道了，你没有办法再给他延寿的
You cannot extend the life of the dog.
啊。所以的话，这个当我们看到说这位网友说，
So when this online friend says that he sees a picture
他本来这个照片是个狗照片嘛，
and it's a picture of a dog,
他本来是比较讨厌狗的。
initially he doesn't like
有一
dog.
狗比如生活中走在街上有一只狗冲他来的时候，他
Like
就
even
特别
if
怕
on live, in his daily life, if he see a dog, he may run off away from the dog. He's afraid of the
可
dog.
是有一天看了一幅
But
狗
one
照
day
片
when he
就
see a
特别
picture of a
喜欢
dog and he loved
这
it
个
very
并不
much.
矛盾，因为狗啊，
There's nothing wrong with that because for dogs,
从人类这个历史以来的话，那么
in
动物之中给
the
人陪伴
history
最多的
of
就是
human,
狗
our man's best friend is dogs.
那么养猪呢，一般是为了吃肉。
So
或者
sometimes
卖
when people
卖
have
钱
pigs at
最后当
home,
肉吃的，对不对？
it's just
很少有人把
as
猪当
lively
宠物
stock. They
是
just
吧
use it as
对
food.
那养牛
rare
啊、
as
马
food
呀这些是给你家帮着耕地的。
Unlike when they
但
have
它又不是宠物
horse or they have cows at
所以
home,
当代
is to
有
work
很多
in
人
or
把
buffalo
一
at home
些
is
不
just
同
to
的
work
动
in
物
the
和牲
farm.
口当宠物哈，在过去和古代的时候，
So in the
那么
past,
这些动物它都有各自的作用。
all these animals have their
家里养猫为了捉
uses.
老鼠，
So when people
它
have
并不是
cat
真正的
is
宠
to
物它是有
catch
工作的
rats at
啊
home.
那么养狗的话，
So
为
if
了看
people
门
have dog, is to
啊
help
看
them
门啊
watch their
看着
home,
你
to
家
guard
的
their homes.
粮食啊、粮仓啊，或者看着你家的动物呀哈，甚至是你出门的时候牵着狗，一
Or
放
even when you go out,
它
when
会
you
保护主人
bring your dog around, the dog is there to protect you.
和人类一起作伴的时间很长。
So
所以有一
dogs
天我们
have been
虽然讨厌狗
humans'
但
best
是看
friend
见
for a
狗
long
照片
time.
或者看了一个确实很可爱的小
So
狗，
one day when you go out and you see that there's a really cute dog, the dog doesn't look fierce at all,
对不对？
and he likes the dog, right? Because some dogs look so furry and cute, everybody loves them. So just like a dog, when I see them, there are people I like or I do not like. But when you look at a dog, usually you will like the dog. That's normally the
我们
case.
看那个照片，我一下就有喜欢。
So when she looked at the picture and he likes the dog
把照
picture,
片
this
给
is
请回家去之后，是越看越像他爸爸。
and when they bring the
我们先不开玩
paint
笑
the
啊
picture back
那你以前
and
是
say that
谁
it
呀
looks so much like the
我跟你说这
father.
就是今世你拍的这张照片，那你问我这个是
So what
不
does this
是
mean?
和你爸有关系？
If you ask me, is this related to your father?
我觉得其实
I
你问的
think
问题就是个关系。
Your question, the reason why you raise this question is
他
related.
转世为一只狗，可能他转世
Maybe
是
your
一只狗
father,
但是
he
没有
reincarnated
机
to be a
缘
dog,
进你的家门。
but he have no chance, no
就像
opportunity to
曾经
enter your
有一首
house.
那种
when
像
he
诗歌似的
reincarnate as a
爱
dog.
情诗哈，两个人有缘分，
Just like
说我为
a
了
love
等到
poem
你
when
再
two
看你
people
一眼
have
见你一眼，
have karmic
我变成路边的
relationship,
一棵树，
they are born together.
我特别盼望着
So
当
like
阳
this
光灿烂的时
person
候
like the other
你在我的
person, so
树
he
荫下
became a
乘凉
tree and hope
我
that
能
one
抚
day
摸你的秀
the
发
other party would come to sit by the tree
哎
so that
我
they can
我
be
变成
together.
路边的一颗石头，
Or I could,
是吧？
or the person could be
但
just
是
a
你累的
stone
时候
on the roadside,
坐在我身上，
waiting
休息
there
一
for
下
the other party to
让
come
我
and
给你
sit
提
on
供
it,
一点解乏的这样
so that I
一
can
种
help
什么
them
感觉
relieve some
这挺感
tiredness.
人，是不是啊？
It's very
所以
touching,
这个
right?
父亲可能就是因为爱你这个
So
孩
the
子，
father may love the
他因为
child,
某种原因
and
哈，
for
就当
certain
我们
reason,
死了之后变成一个灵魂的时
after we
候，
pass away,
我
we
们
became
在
spirit.
一般死了之后49天被
So
判
usually when a person
49
dies
天之
for
后该上天该
45
入地还是该
days,
转世
they will
做
go
什么
through
东
a
西已经被判
judgment
决已经分配走了
and decided where the
可
person
是
will go to.
他变成灵魂那一刻
So
和
when
死
he
的那一
became
刻
a spirit,
他
or
特
the
别怀
point
念
of
你
time
这
when
个
he
孩子，
passed on, he missed this child very much.
他就
So
这是他心中的一个最大的愿望。可是呢，他可能有机会成为了这只狗，但是这只狗
this is his
不
greatest
管
wish.
怎么弄，
So he wants to
就是
become
没到
a
你们
dog.
家来，
So
没到你们家来。
he
但
came
是
became a dog, but he
他也
didn't
有
have a
机会
chance to come to your
都有
family.
人把他拍了张照，又很喜欢。等有一
And
天
the owner
就
took
把
a
这个
picture
照
of
片
it and
放到
loved
了
it
一
very
个
much.
卖照片、卖一些
So
画的
one
地
day,
方去，
the
甚至到
owner
了
of
20
the
店里放到
dog
那儿了。
just happened to put his
是
picture
这是有人
in a
来
shop
操作
to
的，
sell.
但这正是叫做机缘，
So this is the
就是为了
opportunity, this is
再
the
看你一
chance.
眼。可是真的那个狗可能已经去世了，
So the
可
real
是这个
dog
照
may
片可
have
能还
passed
在，
on,
但是你总感觉这
but the
是父
photo is
亲的
still
意
there, and you feel
这
that
是一份深深的爱。
he looks like
很感人呢。
someone related to you. This is a deep, profound love. It's very touching.
放下心来了。
对，好好疼爱那张照片吧啊！
Love that
但是我
picture.
相信呢，父亲圆满了他的愿望呢，那我觉得他也会得
I
到一
believe
种
that
吉祥
the father
安慰。
will
是吧
feel
当
very
你看那个
happy
照片的时候
too,
他是知道的，他就
because
知
when
道
you look at
而
the
且我每天我在关
picture,
注着你，
the
这
father
是我
knows
心爱
it.
的孩子，
He said, "This is my precious child."
所以父亲也满意了，也满意了，
So the father is happy too.
很高兴啊。
挺感动的。
对，可怜天下父母心呐。
This is how parents love their
接下来
children.
我们的还有一位网友米米，
Okay, there's another online
她
friend,
的孙女呀，
Ming
她
Jing.
孙女呢有个小孩
He said she have a niece
5岁，在上幼儿园
with a daughter who is 5 years old
这个外婆啊
and
接
is studying the
小宝宝
kindergarten.
就5岁的小女儿，回家的路上呢，这个小朋友
So the grandmother went fetch the
她说
niece,
我要有个弟弟了。
and on the way back, the little girl says to the grandma that I'm going to have a brother.
不知道她在想什么的。
And she don't know what this little girl is talking about and just
礼
smile.
拜2号
But who
过
knows,
了一个周
on
末
Tuesday,
这个
after the
外孙女
weekend,
回来就检查，跟她妈妈说，今天检查
the
了
niece
我
came
怀
back
孕
and
了
tell her that
她这个小女儿是不是还
she went for a checkup, a health checkup, and realized that she was pregnant.
不知道还有个
So children are really smart. The child actually
很灵光
knew that she's going to have a brother, a younger
这
brother.
个儿童，我们因为这种故事，类似的故事，
So for
几乎
this
每
kind
个
of
儿童都
stories,
可能会发生。
almost
几乎
every
哈，我们家里有
every
两个小
child
孩子
will
哈
experience it.
女孩子通常越多预感的是，通常是叫9岁以前
Usually, when a child is before 9 years old,
啊，他这个头顶的囟门就长死了，那么灵感就少了。
you have
当然，除非还
higher
有特殊的人
inspiration.
哈，天生就能看到一些东西，
and children
养眼的上。
can see
但是作为一
things
个
that the adult
正常
don't.
人来说的话呢，
But for normal
就是在
people,
这个幼儿时期，
when you're a child, the younger you are, the more accurate it is when you say. For example, when a father go out for outstation, and people doesn't know when the father will be back. But like 2 days before the father come back, the little child who is learning how to speak will keep calling daddy, 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 daddy. You say, oh, father is coming back. For those old folks who have experience, they will know that, oh, the father is coming back when they hear the child keep calling the father. So for this kind of for children, as long as you have children at home, every one of them will have this inspiration. You will realize that, have this sixth sense. Or they will say things that they do not speak in their normal life. You have to be very careful, especially when they say that accident is about to happen. You have to be very careful. You must check that you ensure that your kitchen fire are all turned off and not in use, and watch out for safety. Oh, the last time we talked about fortune teller, and some are really very accurate. That person went to see a fortune teller, and the fortune teller say next year, in year 2023, there will be disaster of blood and light. So how can they solve it? Oh, now it's already December. Oh. Let me see what's the date today. Today is the 3rd of December. Another 20 over years, we are going to the end of the year. So if you talk about next year, in year 2023, every year there will be a few zoic signs that have to have clashes with Tai Shui. So Tai Shui is a kind of form of stars in our universe. In actual fact, it is there, but it's not formed by solid stones. These stars, because every year when we are born, the earth would move in a certain manner. So it depends on what time you are born. There's some energy that may clash with the stars. So all these are predestined from the day and the time you are born. And every 12 years, all this will repeat because we have 12 zoic signs. So, for example, if a person is born in the year of tiger, a person is born in the year of dog, you can't change it. Next year, you are still born in the year of dog. So certain time of the year, certain time, the energy will clash. So I know a little bit about this. There are few zoic signs that have to be careful. So usually it's not easy to avoid. But there are a few methods that we can use. First is if you have blessings from practitioners or a Dharma treasure or something, a present from a great practitioner, it can help you as well. Or if they give you a ban to eat, it will protect you for a year. Or maybe they gave you a ring or a coin. Some fortune teller, some master, they are more free. They will write a word for you. So you must have a master who can help you resolve all these clashes. So usually for a university lecture, they don't know what are this and they think that it's superstitious. So everything that we cannot understand, we call it superstitious. But you have to learn to find the truth.
像爱因斯坦呐
Like
之类的这一级别
Einstein,
的时候，他是相信所有的一切，
he believed in
他会
everything.
观察。但是我们
He
一般
is very
大
good
家
at
没有这么高的智
observing.
商，所以观察
But
了
for our
半天
normal
没什么用，
people,
观察
we
不
may
出来。
not be that smart, so when we
那像
observe,
我的话，咱
we
们今年
could not
还是
find out
继续给
anything.
大家，既然有这个问题哈，
But for me,
继
since
续给大家哈，
you asked about this
解
question,
除就是到新的一年哈，
I
犯
will
太岁，咱给大家
we'll
安太岁。
we'll talk about 太岁 crashes and how you can
像明年的话，
can resolve the 太岁 issue next year.
种和这个新年的这个太岁星是有一些不是那么顺和的。
So next year there'll be
对，
some
这几种是最重
animals
要
that
的。
are
那么其他的
zodiac sign that are not so
不算是和
smooth with
今
the
年太岁
太岁,
没有相冲相犯的话，
or even
也是
for
需要
those that
这个
doesn't clash
天
with 太
天体
岁,
的各个星象和神灵都能护佑你，
you
都
also
能
need the
喜欢你，
protection
这
from
样
the
你
various
事情就会
stars
顺利
and gods.
所以咱们还是
You
继续吧，
want
咱们
this
继续看
protection,
今
so
年
we'll continue
给大家一个安太岁的这样一个灯，好吧？
好，
to give you a
咱们到时候
a light
算计一下
to
看哪天
protect
开始
from 太岁.
到时候我们再通知所有的网友。
对对对，
Yeah, that,
所以你
so
自己
we'll
解决
prepare
的
that
问
and
题
then
就是
we'll
重点
inform
哈
all the
我
online
们
friends
帮你去
when the
做
time
太
comes.
感恩师
So
傅。
we'll help you.
好，就这么解释吧。
好，好的好的。
师傅，接下来我们的网友关于转世的故事
Okay, thank you,
就
Master.
来了哈
又来了，好
So our online friends will continue to ask about reincarnation.
他的一个转世
This
为猫的
Jessica
故事。
likes to
有一个朋
ask
友啊，他的姥姥
about reincarnation as a cat.
就
Say,
是他身
my
体
friend's
在
grandmother
上瘫痪了很多年，
lived in her
当
90s,
时是跟二女儿
so she has been paralyzed in bed for many years before her death. She has always lived with her second daughter, relying on her second daughter to take care of her.
越来越糊涂了。
Later, apart from her poor health,
天热，他都要
the
戴
grandmother become more and more confused. No matter whether the weather is hot or cold, she always insists that she need to wear the white hat.
二女儿说要去11号，
And she will tell the daughter that she's going to number 11.
就觉得
So the second daughter felt that the grandma was a little confused, so she didn't care too
一
much.
件让二女儿感到匪夷所思的
But not long after, something unbelievable happened to the second daughter.
竟然不知道
So the
怎么下
grandma,
床了
who has been paralyzed in bed for many years,
趴在地上，
actually was out of bed and on the floor, curled up on the floor in a corner of the room. And she was still wearing her white hat on her head.
是一个人
So the second daughter was
上床，
started
也不知
and
道
hurriedly
姥姥
tried to
怎么
help
下
her
的床呢
on the bed.
姥姥又跟二女
And
儿
she
说
had no idea how
我要
grandma
去11号了
went off the bed.
一个多
So the
月
grandma kept telling the second daughter that she's going to number
可是
11.
没过几天，二女儿的
So a month later, the friend's grandmother passed away. So a few days after her death, the neighbor on the second the second daughters came to her and said that her cat has given birth to a litter of kittens and asked if she want to keep one. The second daughter didn't think much about it and she said, "Oh, let's go and have a look." So when she went downstairs, she realized that the neighbor actually stays on the 11th floor. And when she looked at the kitten, there's one particular kitten whose whole body was black and mottled. But on top of the head, there was a part that was pure white that looks like the grandma that was wearing the white hat. So the second daughter carried the kitten home without any word. So this kitten was very interesting. So it has been domineering at home since childhood, has been bullying the second daughter. Ordinary cat would lie on their stomach or lie down, but this cat lie on the back when it watched the TV lying on the sofa watching the TV with its hind leg crossed, just like a person watching TV with their legs crossed. Then when encountering the program she doesn't like, she would jump onto the TV, put her leg down, dangle her tail back and forth to block the screen. And she wants the second daughter to change the TV channel. Of course, the second daughter firmly believed that the cat was reincarnation of her grandmother, so she pampered the cat very well. Later, the cat lived up to 20 years old. Wow, 20 years old for a cat is very rare.
差不多100岁老人吧。
It is about like a 100-year-old person.
对，
所以就是有这种姻缘哈。
真是，
他姥姥在世的时候也是活到90多，也是高
对，
寿啊
也是。高寿。
So when the grandmother was alive, she also lived till 20 over years old. So they are long life.
第一个，这个奶奶老
And the grandmother always wear a white cat.
就是白发吧，
对
And this cat has a part of the head that is white,
还有呢，
just like the grandma.
姥姥临终前啊，老是说
And the
要去睡
grandma
好
always says when she was alive, she keeps saying that she's going to number 11.
是解读不出来啥意思。
She doesn't know what it means then. She thought that the old grandmother was just confused.
11号
But this neighbor actually stays
是出生在这
in level 11.
哎，这是不是姥姥以前
So could it be
有这种感应？
that the grandmother already knew that she was going to be rebirthed
这
there
姥姥
at
呢，
number
你看描
11?
述的时候啊，这个姥姥瘫痪在床上，
So the grandmother
是吧？
was lying on bed, right? Paralyzed.
其实有的时候会出现类似幻觉呀。
So she could
梦啊
对，
她已经感觉到未
Some
来了。
She already can tell the future. That's why she keeps saying she's going to number 11.
说了一个数字，
是
一般人就是我要
She
走
mentioned a
了
number. Usually people will just say, I'm
我要见
leaving.
爷爷了什么之类的，这个可以说哈。因为这是
That is understandable.
嗯
But for
可是之
this
后呢
grandma,
这
she
去世
says she's
之
going to
后
number
赶巧
11.
了有个邻居说我家猫
And the
生猫了
neighbor said, Oh, my cat have gave birth to a litter
她
of
也没多
kittens.
想就去
And she
了
didn't think so
结果
much.
一
She
看
just
楼就是
went.
11号
And she went there. She realized that
白帽
是
子
吧
she stays on the
白帽子
11th
这
floor.
只猫
And she
真
found
像
this
她家去世的
kitten
老人
with a
哎，就
white
一刹那的
hat.
感觉就把猫就抱
And
回
she
来了
thought that, oh, that's the
哎
the
这只猫
grandmother.
还
So she
作
bought
为
the
祝福
the cat back, the kitten
啊
back.
像他们家长辈
And the kitten is just like someone who is so familiar with the home. And she sat
对，
she sat so comfortably at home, just like
专门欺负
it's
别人
where she stays.
这个欺负其实就是一种爱嘛。
Okay, so when she says that the kitten bullied the second daughter, it's a kind of love.
所以我干嘛
Like
给
this
你
is
们
my
客气
house.
对，给小
Why
孙子争
why
辩
do I have to be
你看这个我就看那
very
个
careful? I just want to enjoy myself in my
这猫
house.
哪是猫啊？
So this kitten is not a kitten, right? It's a grandmother.
哎，师傅，那我有个问题啊，那这
Master, I have a question.
成猫虽然说是被家人很宠爱哈，
Although they say that the kitten is
是
so
个猫啊，
well taken care of and
结局嘛，
live a long life, but it's still a
对
a
通
cat.
常啊在
Does it mean
展
it's
示的
a
话哈
good?
比如说
good
人
ending？
一般
Yeah
像我们过去的话
Because
狗
usually in the
很少
past,
在屋里的，
对，都是在外
都是在
头看家护
我们的
院。
住房外面，它看家护院嘛哈。所以那个狗的话，最多有个
dogs
叫柴火窝
usually
哈
help to guide
南
guard the
方是稻
house.
草窝，不要太冷。
So they usually stay outside the
但
house.
是猫呢，你看
But
干
for
嘛
cat, it's different.
内呀，
都在你的
Where
睡
do they
房
stay? They stay in your
对，就是这样
bedroom.
生
所以
活环境比较好。
对，猫呢那个动作啊，它是非常
So they
有
have
力的
better living
通，它就是那个身体
environment.
特别灵巧，对，它到哪都能找到吃的。
and they can find food wherever they go.
那这个
So
非
cats
平
seldom
时
go
的话
hungry.
喂的好好，
猫就是每天作威作福，
So a
它
cat
是饭量也不大的，吃
doesn't
吃
eat
饱
a
了吃饱
lot.
了就在那睡
So
觉
whenever you have finished a meal, you
有
just
的猫胖
lie
胖
down
的
there.
虽然胖，捉起老鼠来那
Some
还
cat
很灵活。
They are not worried about being fat. They may be fat,
猫
but
这个命
they are
其实
still very agile when they saw a
猫
rat.
是享福的，
So
狗
cat
呢反而是来干活
干活
的，
儿的，
cat's life is actually a blessing.
是吧？
Unlike
当
dog,
然
dog
现
is
在
to
很多
work
狗
hard.
很恶心人，就是腻着家里像个人一样。
But of
对吧
course, nowadays,
过去狗没
dogs
这
are
个
also enjoying their life.
是这样的，所以成为猫的话，其实
So in the
是个
past,
吉祥的，
To be a cat is
对
actually
很少有人
counted as a
养猫的
blessing.
很少的，
好
It's very rare.
对。
感恩师傅的
所以
讲解。
对，所以这位家的这个老人转世为
So
猫
this
啊
grandmother,
其实挺有功德
she
的，
has reincarnated to a cat means that actually she's very fortunate.
也吉祥。
真是是。
那我们给 Jessica 网友也
So
送份
let's
礼物
give
吧
Jessica a prize
好
好故事
好，今天咱们就送八宝灵珠哈，
for sharing such a nice story with us. We give her 8 treasure beads.
哎，你看这像那个小花猫的花纹吧哈，
Does this look like the cat?
对，好，这个送给 Jessica 哈，
啊
这个
，Jessica，
Can we give this to
我展示的
Jessica?
这个啊好，
感恩师傅。
Thank you, Master.
那接下来是一位韩国网友，
Next is a Korean
她说
friend.
她的婆婆的转世的事情啊。
She's talking about the reincarnation of the mother-in-law.
常的义工
She said, Hello, Master. I'm a volunteer at Dalim Meditation Center in South Korea.
4年就开始
My mother-in-law,
禅修，
because of her health needs, began to learn meditation from Master in 1994.
一边修行一边
After
帮
that,
人
her body fully recovered. Since then, she has been practicing while helping others. My mother-in-law is very sincere, respectful, and grateful to Master. Before eating every day, she will offer a bowl of rice to Master, and then our whole family will start eating. The wish of the mother-in-law is to follow Master to spread the Dharma and to benefit others in her next life. So in May 2020, the mother-in-law passed away at age 84 years old. Before she died, several fellow practitioners were chanting for her. So one day, the light will not turn on, and a strong light suddenly appeared in the room for 10 seconds, illuminating the whole room. At that time, all the fellow practitioners in the room were pleasantly surprised and shocked. They were happy for her mother-in-law, and they continued chanting happily. After the mother-in-law passed on, I pray for my mother-in-law every day for her to be reborn in the eastern Lapis Lazuli land. 2 months later, I was chanting in the meditation hall. When I was fully immersed in the chanting, I suddenly saw an 8 or 9-year-old boy appearing. The head was very big and looked up at the sky. At that time, my mother-in-law came down from the sky and entered the boy's body from the top of his head. Half a year after my mother-in-law passed on, my mother-in-law's grandson have a grandson, and the eyes and ears looks like my mother-in-law. So, Master, is this child the reincarnation of the mother-in-law? Yeah, the eyes, the nose, that looks alike, and the mouth as well. But when we compare, we must think, when a person grows old, their muscle is a bit saggy, a bit different. So if you look at them, imagine before they are old, they actually look quite similar. Even if she's reincarnated, no matter whoever is reincarnated, you may not look exactly the same as your previous life. You must remember that. But because they look a bit similar, so it just makes people feel more lightly. But when I look at this old lady, there's a high possibility that she have reincarnated to this boy. So they're still a family. So the grandmother have very firm state. So is that why she's reincarnated? It could be. Because if the person have good merit and doesn't do a lot of bad deeds, usually the Lord Yama would help them. Because a lot of time they look at how diligent a person is. So sometimes a couple may not had enough in their previous life, so they may continue to be couple in the next life. But when you talk about kinship, they could continue in this relationship. But now this is a grandmother, right? If we say that the grandmother is reincarnated, so how do you call this person? Do you call grandmother or as a child? Of course you got to continue to call this a child, because you got to bring the person up as a child. Just like if you have a dog that looks like it's reincarnated from your relative, do you treat it like a dog? Let's say you have a dog. Okay, you love a dog very much. And after the dog passed on, and the next year, you have a baby. And when you look at the baby, you think that the baby looks like the dog that you used to have. So do you treat this baby like a dog or like a child? It is a child. Yes. But some people who may think that the child may be reincarnated from an elderly at home, so you still have to treat it like a baby to teach. Because if you do not, you treat him like elderly, then you will grow up to not knowing anything. So it's your responsibility. So if you know that it's your elderly in a family who have reincarnated as your child, the more you have to love them and teach them. Because whatever is in the past, they've forgotten about it. So he's now your child. So you have the responsibility to teach them. Yeah, they have forgotten. Yes. Thank you, Master. And we'll give this Korean online friend a present. Today our main prize will be the 8 treasure beads. Yes, one for the person who shared the story and one for the child. Okay, Master. This next story is not that peaceful. This is from a Singapore online friend, Xiang Cui. He said, "Hello, Master. I'm from Singapore. I started a new job in June in 2015. In the beginning, there's a female colleague who especially do not like me. She's called Anna. The next day, the boss wanted to have lunch together and invited me as a newcomer to join them. When I'm about to depart, I didn't expect Anna to have an angry face and say, 'Don't ask her to join us for a meal.' And I was thinking, I haven't even get along with her, and why is it so that she doesn't like me? So I went back to my table and ate alone. It turned out that Anna have worked in the company for 10 years and have become friends with the boss. Therefore, many employees regard her as their predecessor or big sister and do not dare to make her angry. But Anna doesn't like me at all. Whenever I ask her for help, she will look at me in the corner of her eyes. And once, because I'm not familiar with the company, and I couldn't find a file and ask for her help, and she shouted, 'The document is there, why don't you know?' I felt bad, and I thought, her attitude towards other colleagues and me is so much different. Other colleagues have worked here for a long time and asked her the same question, and yet she will respond to them quickly and even personally guided them. So I'm very confused. And I do not know why Anna hates me so much. So in April 2016, a friend knew my distress and introduced me to hypnotic therapy. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll give it a try. Hypnosis. So when I woke back into my past, I saw that I was in an ancient palace in ancient China. I took a knife in my hand and I killed a woman. Although the appearance is different, but I'm very sure that the person I killed is Anna. So after that, I also witnessed a lot of palace girls and ancients and one that's drowning in the well. And I have a strong thought that they died because of me. And at this time, there's a sudden pop sound and I fell to the ground. It turned out that I was slapped by a person wearing yellow. I suddenly realized, I was so shocked. I thought only emperor wear this color in that kind of time. I must have committed a big crime. So I slowly woke up from my hypnosis and shaken in my heart. I can't believe that the grievances of Anna have taken a few hundred years ago. I killed her formerly, so she hated me so much. So when I learned that I've also killed so many people, I'm so scared. So in year 2013, I get to know about Bodhi meditation and the truth of cause and effect that Master have taught us. So Master often say, if you want to know what happened in the past, you must see what you have experienced now. If you want to know what happened to your future, it depends on what you do now. So I know that I have indebted a lot to Anna. So I usually offer light for people that I have hurt in the past. I hope that the Buddha light will shine upon them, and I chant sincerely and do full prostration. And these 2 years after that, I realized that Anna treated me differently. Slowly, she's not as fierce to me as before. And Anna even come to me and ask for my opinion. And what shocked me is she even invited me for a meal. So after Anna changes, the other colleagues also treat me better. And I start to go out with other colleagues for meals, and my work become more smooth. 4 years ago, I left the company, but Anna will still take the initiative to contact me. If it's not for Master, maybe I will continue to do evil in this life, to revenge Anna, causing evil, and have unimaginable consequences. Thank you so much, Master. Because of your blessing, it gave me the opportunity to clear this debt, this karmic debt. Sincerely grateful to Master. Thank you, Buddha. This is an interesting story. Did she watch too much palace movies? She talked about hypnosis, hypnotize. A lot of our online friends, when they were in the sitting meditation state, they also see things. But when you are hypnotized, it has their ability to see things in the past. So you may not have even thought about this in the past. So it could be something that happened in her past life. But from this process, she found the root cause. How she have hurt Anna in the past and killed her. And so many people died because of her. So in this life, now she understands why Anna hated her so much. So through light offering, and she tried to build good merit. So this lady is also someone not easy to deal with. You see, in her previous life, she has done so much. But luckily, she have learned from Master, and she knows the law of cause and effect. And she realized that. Her name is Liu Guifen. So when you speak, she's Liu Guifei. Guifei means like one of the wives of the king. So she killed a lot of people in her past life. She's not someone kind. So in this life, she came to Singapore. And luckily, she learned from Master. At least she realized that she's wrong. So people see her, they hate her, and she hates them too. Uli, have you experienced a time when you saw someone you hated them? Yeah, some people, we just do not like them and do not want to be close to them. Uli, I couldn't think about that, but I think yes. We are not saying who you hated, but you're worried. Because you hated too many people, that's why you couldn't think of one. And Jason only hated a few, so she can see them. You have a male colleague that I just do not like him. Did you marry him? Of course not. It's not possible. Maybe in the previous life he hurt you. So is he related to you? So in everybody, in our many lives, or like in our life, there are many people we met, and there are some people that we really like them when we see them.
投资上当。
And some people, they may have invested and got cheated.
那刚才还有网友留言呢，
And there are online friends who mentioned
刚到这年底又被人骗了啊。
that now is the end of the year and they got cheated
那有
again.
很多你能被骗的时候，是你觉得这是个好的。
So there are also many times when you're being cheated by others and you think that's good.
那个人让你有好感。
Like the person who cheated you make you feel that the person looks
所以
good.
提醒网友大家哈，就是你看
So
着
let me
顺眼的
remind
人
you, for those people who you
结局
think
也不一定
they
是好
look
的
good,
但是看着特别不顺眼
may not be
结局
good.
往往确实就是99.9%。
but those people who you see and you do not like them,
都是不好的。
it's about 99.9% that
不管因为什么样的原因怎么
that
样
you have
挽回
bad
这个关系
relationship
结果
before.
还是继续上当，肯定不好。这
It's
就是
not-
我的观点。
It's not good. This is my point of
可能
view.
每个人不一样，
Because everybody is different.
因为有的人说只要给钱什么都好。
Some people may feel that as long as I give them money, everything is good.
还是会后悔的。
对我确实我也有，就是看着就不顺眼。
But there are people that when I see them, I just do not like them. I do not know why, I just do not like them.
一见他就讨厌他、排斥他的感觉，我就说我要增加我的修行。
So when I experience a time when I see someone and I do not like them, I keep reminding myself that I have to increase my
被
practice.
蛇咬，就这种感觉，还是他会害人。
Maybe it's that you have been hurt by the person before in your past life, and you just do not feel good because it may be here, they may be here to hurt you again.
这里面一定有原因的。
There are always
一定有
reasons
原因
behind
说没有
this.
无缘无故的爱，也没有无缘无
There are
故
no
的恨。
people who just love you for no reason or hated you for no reasons.
确实也有叫印象中讨厌。
There's also this thing called impression hated. Like you hate this person based on the impression.
原因呢，是因为这个长相
Like
的
the
人
reason you do not
在
like this
你最
person
年轻的时候
is
他
because
伤害
a person with these features
但
hurt
你
you
一
when you
见
were
类似
younger.
长成这样子的
So when
人
you see
他
someone
肯定不是他
who
的
have the
人
same
你
feature,
长成这样的形状的人
the
说
same
我
shape
讨
as this
厌
person,
你就开始排斥
you just reject
这
them
是被蛇
naturally.
咬呢，你之后一看
Because
长
once you
条
have
根本你都讨厌
once bitten, twice shy.
啊，所以一见这个长相的人
So
说
when you
因为
see people with that look,
长成这样的伤害过我，所以我
because
讨厌
this person with this look have hurt you
这是一
before,
种啊
so you
那
do
么第
not
二
like
种来
them. This
说
is one
因为
type
这个长相
of
没太多关系
why you do not like the
就我可
person.
能就不
Another
喜欢
type is
他
that it has nothing
但
to
是
do
又
with the
讨厌
look
他
of the
感觉
person.
的时候
It's just
这
that
个
when
原
you
因
see
就
this
更
person,
加
you
是
just
前
do
世
not
的
like
因缘
him. You just feel bad. So this could be related to your past life.
是吗？第一次见面，
Like sometimes you may just meet this person for the first time,
那
but
没
you
法
just see him
做
for
事
the first time, you wanted to kick
那非
him. You do
冲
not
浪
like him.
对，
所以就不要去。
是
So if that is the
我
case,
们上回在新加坡直播的时候，有一位
so the last time when we had a live feed in
就是他小时候
Singapore,
也是无缘无故的就
someone mentioned that when they were young,
同学，
they just do not like
孤立
the
他
classmate in their.
小时候他说我也说不清楚
She said she do not know why. She just do not like that particular classmate
其实
and asked the rest of the children not to talk to her.
感觉像没法解释的一种。
All these are things that you cannot explain.
对，一见他就想在他身上出气，就想修理他，啊，
Yeah, the moment you see the person, you just want to,
冤冤相报啊。
而且一直抱下去。
you just don't want to be with them.
那是
You
深入的
just
解决
want
哈。
revenge.
今天说一见面就讨厌这个事儿，就是一定是
So
有
if
它
you
的
see a
科学的
person and you do not like them in the first
前世
sight,
你打断了我的狗腿
that means that there must be some reason to it. It could be from your past life. The person could have hurt you in your past life.
就是肯定前头有欠他的东西。
啊
You
若
must
是
have-
讨厌一定相欠，是吧？
You must have owed them something in the
对
previous
呀你
life.
见面就讨厌他，可是你不认识他，对不
But
对？
you do not know this
比如
person,
他的
right? You
打
just
扮
do
呢
not
看
like
到
him.
并不是很
For example,
讨
his
厌那种
dressing,
就讨厌他的
his-
脸的长相和声
the
音，
way he
还有
talk,
他的气
or
质
his
是你
voice.
讨厌的、排斥的。
It's
但
just
是从
you
命上
just
来
feel
说
that you do not like the
你们
person.
是一种叫相克的命，或者相怨恨的命，
So
或
both
者
of you
相
are
冲的
actually
命，所以这个
have
就不能做朋友。
actually your
但是
your
你不管
character
工作原因
crash.
还是什么原因
Both of you
说你
crashes.
必须在一起的话，我觉得
But for
心里头一定有
whatever
一个
reason,
界
if you
限
really have to be together, you have to remind
因为你
yourself
可
in
能
your
会受
heart.
伤当然我刚才也提醒网友了哈，你一见面就喜欢的。
But
因
of
为
course,
经常
just now I
聊天
reminded you, if you see
长
someone
得
you
很
love
温
them,
柔可爱的样子。
there are a lot of
你比如说推销
con
保
men
险
out
还有
there,
一些大骗子
like
之类
maybe
的
he's trying to
他
sell
找的
insurance.
就是找女生来做的这件事儿，他也想找一个又高又帅的男生。
They can find, they usually find women to do this, or they can
而
find
且呢
a
他已经
tall
研
and
究了
handsome guy.
108世，
to sell insurance. He have learned all the technique, all the tactics for women to like them. So when you see them, why do you feel that, oh, why do I see you again? What a coincidence. Actually, it's not coincidence. He could have planned it. Why would you have met such a wonderful person, right? Who looks so good and so gentle? So after you got to know this person further, you're cheated. Your money have been cheated by this person. So there are a lot of such con men around. In their heart, they could be very evil. They could have read a lot, they could have studied a lot. It depends on their belief. For them, they believe that money is everything. So when we see people who we think they look familiar, please do not open your heart totally and tell them everything about you. Be careful not to be cheated. But of course, if you see someone who you don't really like, just reject them. Continue reject them. If you see people who you think they look good, the girl met a guy, for instance, and the moment the girl met, she said, why do I feel that you look like my prince in my past life? And the man say, oh, you look like my princess in my past life. So after a while, the most after half a year, they realize that the money is gone. Because the money is conned by the person that you thought is your lover in your past life. The Buddha say that now is close to the end of Dharma period. So they will make themselves look really cute, very kind, very pretty, very compassionate, and they talk like they are kind people, they're nice people. But they wanted to do something really bad. That is to get rid of your money, to con you of your money. And there are even people who are more evil than that. So Liu Guifei, she really thanked Master. At least she knows that she have learned so much from Master in this life. And on the 1st and 15th days of every lunar month, she will offer lamb for people who she have offended. Of course, you need to imagine you have already hurt so many people in the palace. In this life, in this company, she met Anna. You don't know who you have hurt. So I have to say that Liu Guifei is good in this. She have done lime offering for 2 years and she never gave up. So I think that it's very good that the bad relationship has been resolved within 2 years. It's very fast. In this life, there's Anna, but in her next life, she don't know who she'll encounter again. Because all this life will come and look for her. She have to continue to do more good deeds, to offer more lights. She is a murderer. She killed so many people in her past life. But it's good that she learned and is willing to change. Master gave her a prize. She has learned from Master. Okay, a beautiful 8 treasures bead for her. Hope that the spirit that she have caused harm will not come and look for her. Okay, Master. Next is our Malaysia friends who have come here to want to share with Master stories of karma, cause and effect on her family. Thank you, Master, for giving me the opportunity to come and share. First of all, I must tell Master that since year 2016, I joined Bodhi meditation. I practice energy Bagua and attend all the many classes that Master have online. And after my energy Bagua practice, a year after my energy Bagua practice, the ball of my foot was always very painful. And after I attended the 7 days basic class, on the third day, you cannot talk every single day because it will take a long time. You tell us the overall effect that you got from energy Bagua. After you practice, do you feel I'm lighter? I'm very surprised when I go to the weighing machine. I've lost 9 kilograms. I lost 9 kg within these 3 years. And now, I felt that every day I just need to sleep for about 4 hours. And I feel that I'm full of energy. I can see that you look really good now. Your eyes, the energy from your eyes is very good. And these 3 years when I attend classes with Master online, yeah, and I actually have 2 cinderbar. Yeah, 2 red cinderbar on 2 sides of my head. Ever since I attended the online chanting class with Master, I have this cinderbar spots, and they're still here, and I'm so happy. Usually, once they appear, they will stay for a while, like 10 over years. There are also a few on my tummy. So happy. And through practicing energy Bagua, my skin on my face is a lot better than before. Previously, my face is very oily. My forehead is very shiny with oil. And now it's all back to normal. I'm really thankful to Master. So we'll talk about reincarnation. You can start to share your story with us. Talk about your grandmother. From what I remember, when I was very young, my grandma is a farmer. She has chicken in her farm, and she has papaya tree. It has been 20 over years. She has a farm for about 20 over years. And she raised tens and thousands of chicken. And then after, the area of the farm is really big. So isn't there a lot of work to do if you have such a big farm? Yeah, we don't have workers. It's our own people that are working. The grandmother children, like father, auntie, uncles, they're all working on the farm. So when you work in a farm, you have to have killing, right? Yeah. Okay, my grandmother used to sell eggs. And after a certain time, the hens become old. So we will kill them to sell them as well. And we have fishes too. We have a type of fish we call the 顺壳. The local call them the 顺壳 fish. It's pretty expensive and we can sell at very high price. So sometimes when we realize that there's something wrong with the fish, they are not well, and we'll quickly kill them and sell. So all these killings are unavoidable because we were in a farm. So what about your parents? How's their health? So slowly we realized that I'll talk about my auntie first. They have stroke for about 20-30 years. He couldn't take care of herself. And she's on bed. Initially, she could sit on a wheelchair. And when she eat, she couldn't swallow properly. And her food keep dropping. And she couldn't speak well. She would just produce the sound she can't really speak. Yeah, she has been in this state for about 20-30 years. And before she passed away, because she has been lying and sitting around for many years, so the skin is in very bad condition. It's really scary. What about your other auntie? Next is my little auntie. During her middle age, she suffered from throat cancer. And she went through therapy, chemotherapy. And when she was about 60 years old, she eventually passed away due to the throat cancer. And for my father, when he was about 50 years old, he also had throat cancer, and he did chemotherapy. And luckily, this condition is temporarily controlled. You have a third auntie too. Third auntie suffered from diabetes. And in this year, 2022, initially we treat it as a normal sickness, and she just eat normal medication. And after that, we realized that her injury becomes dark and went to see a doctor. And then doctor realized that she need to amputate. There's no choice because it was really bad. And so she had to amputate her feet, one of her leg. So she talked about her eldest auntie, the father, the youngest auntie, and the third auntie. They're all not well. And in October this year, she passed on due to a sudden heart attack. So that is the grandma's only son. So Dharma sister feel that after learning from Master,
姑姑和父亲们和姑姑们跟父亲所受的这些病痛折磨哈，
The pain and
这
suffering
个家族的业力有很大的关
that
系。
the pain and suffering that the auntie, uncles, and fathers suffered is really related to the family business.
的时候呢，就是发生了一场车祸。当时
I had an accident when I was 3 years old.
怀孕了和那个
That time,
你妈在怀孕，
my mom was pregnant,
你爸爸要载她嘛？
对，那时候是载她去产检，
and my father fetched her to the hospital for a birth checkup.
听妈妈说都快要生了。
My mom was close to her birth.
在路途中呢，
So on the road,
妈妈觉得她就感觉到了当时的情况呢有点不妙，因为
my mom felt that
喊着我爸爸，你不要超车。
she felt that the road condition wasn't good, so asked my father not to
开得很快要
not to
超车
overtake too much,
爸爸就没
because my father drove very
结
quickly.
果呢还是超车。
In the end, he
结果
overtook.
呢很不幸的就
He do overtaking as a result.
两重型。
My father's motorcycle hit a medium-sized truck,
这是摩托车
正对面撞了，
对
so it's a head-on
摩托
accident.
车肯定吃亏啊。
对，那结果父亲母亲怎么样？
结果呢母亲呢很不幸的
So it was a very serious car accident,
就没有了一条腿。
一条
and
腿没
the
有，
mother lost her left leg,
宝宝怀中的宝宝就也走了，
啊
and the
怀孕的宝宝就
baby
流产了。
也走了。
哎
对。
呦，
and she lost her baby.
爸爸在当时呢就比较幸运，只是
And during the accident,
腿部分呢就受了一些
the father was a little bit
是
lucky.
爸爸哈，
对。
He didn't have any big
也因为这场车祸呢
injuries.
他的
So because of this accident,
他自此之后呢都不必须每一天吃那个镇定药，靠镇定药来帮助他睡眠。
哦，
一直到
那精神受伤了，
对，
the mother couldn't sleep properly and have to take medicine to help her sleep.
要吃镇定药。
他应该发生车祸是30多岁，他走的
When she had an accident,
18岁。
she was about 30 over years old, and she passed away when she was 78 years old.
还
So
少了
she
一条腿
took the medicine for
一天不吃都不能啊，
for 30 over years,
然后他会
and she have to take the medication every day.
那后来爸爸妈妈，你还有弟弟妹妹吗？
当时就是因为这场车祸之后
And after the
她没有
accident,
再怀孕
My mom
心
do not
里面很想有一个
have a baby anymore,
儿子
but she wants to have a
15
son.
岁的时候呢，经过一个亲戚的介绍呢，去了一个小
So
地
later
方
on, she went to a place when I was about 15 years old, and people introduced them to adopt
场所呢就躺着好
a baby. So at that time,
婴儿，有一些是刚出世的，有一些是已经快要1个多月大的。
there are a lot of children. Some were newborn, some were about a month
生
old.
了一个男宝宝，
当时你也去了吧？
也对，当时我是15岁，
I was about 15 years old. I was there too.
就是印象很深，就是。
I remember
这么多娃娃之中，他就
对
偏偏看
that
着我弟
there are so many children,
一眼就看中了。
and they saw
他就坚持要
one
要
immediately and insist that they want to adopt that baby.
那么在我弟弟的成长过程之中呢，
So during the years when my brother was growing up,
暴躁，
哦，
he had very bad temper.
就是讲不停了，
对父母孝顺吗？
非常不孝顺。在他
He's not filial to my parents at
之
all.
后呢，就那个性格，那个非常急的性格就越来越明显，越明显。然后呢，
And
他
on top of that,
我就是因为当时我已经下来吉隆坡工作了。
at that time, I was already
我
working.
就看到我的爸爸。
So when I went home, I saw my father.
偷偷的在看电视。当时呢
My father
坐在客厅
couldn't even
看电视
watch the
不知道
television
为什么做一个
because my younger brother wouldn't let him watch, and he had to hide in a corner and look at the television over the window.
坐在一起看电视，他只是霸着那个电
So at
视
that time, I was thinking why my father couldn't sit down and watch television with my
小孩子
brother.
怎么看什么？
对对对
爸爸
Why-
就只能在边边偷偷看。
对对，躲着躲着的。
He only have to watch from the side secretly.
我就心想，为什么做一个爸爸要看，只是看。
So I was thinking, as a father, why do you have to do
这
that?
个小孩还是要来的，
This little boy
还不像
wasn't even
哦
his own flesh and blood,
还大呼大喊的哈，
大呼大喊，然后时常向妈妈要求。
and he
要
keep
这个
shouting at the parents,
虽然
wanting
妈妈
things,
自己是
demanding
有时候是
things from the
会骂
parents.
他可是呢，通常都 都是顺着的他的意
but they usually let him have his
是
way.
满足他。
都是在尽量满足他。
嗯，
然后到了他20多岁，
对，
So when the brother was about 20 years
我
old,
还记得爸爸呢就要求弟弟呢载他回奶奶的家。
so I remember brother,
不是是开
my father asked the brother
开
to
驾着车
fetch
去弟
him
弟家的
to my grandmother's
还没
place.
到奶奶家
So
呢
they were
在路途
driving.
中呢
Before they reached the
就
grandmother's
不
place,
幸的又发生了车祸。
and a car accident
当
happened.
时呢就只有他们2个人嘛。
At that
后
time,
来我们
there were only
是
two of
知道
them in the
打
car.
了电话我们才知道发生了这个非常不好的事
We
情。
only realized
然后我跟我
there was an
先生呢
accident when we got a call
就
from
赶紧
them.
就赶去医院的太平间去
And we had
太平
to,
间了，
因为那个警察已经通知我，
the,
他说
the
你的爸爸
police
已
told
经
us
在了。
爸爸当场就走了。
that the father passed on
嗯
immediately on the
就是
spot.
接到这个噩耗呢，我就非常，我就大哭一场。可是
So I was so
我
sad that I
还是
cried
要去
after I heard the
太平间
news.
去认领爸爸的尸体。
And I still have to go to the mortuary to
他的
identify my
情况
father's
就是蛮
body.
严重的，非常的痛心啊，看到他的样子。
It's
当
very
出车祸
heartbreaking
去世
when
的
I
话
see
往往
him.
是很惨的，
对对对
家属不能看的，看了
对
心痛。
Usually, it's very difficult for family to see a person who passed away from
对对，一想
a
起
car
来非常的
accident.
痛心。
It's very heartbreaking.
奇怪的是呢，弟弟并没有什么，只是
And surprisingly,
很轻微的皮
轻伤
外伤吧。
my brother have
听
not
说
much.
对方
He's
的
only some
撞
scratches.
过来的那辆车呢，对方应该有2、3个人嘛，他
I
们
heard that
伤势也不轻。
the other car, the people in the other car were injured too, were quite badly injured too.
对
但是爸爸走了。
对对对，就是这样子。就是最近呢，我就是
不是还有一个巧合的地方？后来你听妈妈
And there
讲
was
对
something,
对，在
there was a
不是
coincidence.
的地方哈，
对对，在葬礼中呢，就是有一天我们是
So during the
照那
wake,
个道教的仪式来
we had a
举办葬礼。
Taoist
有
ritual,
一天呢，那个道教师呢就带着我跟弟弟去那个
And
出事的地方
the
呢
Taoist
去
ritual
找魂
priest brought
晚上
me and
找
Titi
魂
back
是哈，
对对
to the place of the
那个道士也
accident
是很
to call my father's spirit
是在
back.
一个很偏僻的地方
And I remember it was at a very rural area.
梯的哈，
对对，
可是也要
也要
撑着
做呀
去对，后来呢回来我就跟妈妈描述
On my
那个
way
地
back,
方然后
I
我
told
妈
my
妈说
mother how the
不是
place looks like.
当年34年前吧，不，
20多年加你10几岁，真的是
对对对
30多年前
30
了。
And my mom said
34年前
当年就是他跟爸爸
that it was actually the same
几乎是同
spot
一个地方，
that she and my father had the accident
也
about
是
34 years back.
弟弟超车迎面撞车，
对对对，同一个地方
哎呦。
当时
So it's on the
我就
same
觉得
spot.
很诡异啊，为什么
真的
会
And I find
这
that
样的
very scary. Why is it such a coincidence?
后来我就是百思不解，一直就在想。
So I keep
为什么
thinking
当时
about that.
会有这样的巧合。
Why is there
就是
such a
爸爸经历了
a
2
coincidence?
次车祸，第一次他只是
So
轻
my
伤
father had an
第二
accident. The
次
first
呢，竟
time
然
he had a
这
light
么严重
injury,
爸爸是轻伤，可是弟弟走了，
but the brother was
弟弟走
gone.
了，而
就是那
且妈妈
个还
失去了一
没出世的
条腿
弟。弟走了，
对
对，
对
And the
妈妈
mom
失去
had
了
to
腿
had
未
lost a
出生
leg,
的弟弟没有了，
走了，对
就。走了。
第二
and the
次
unborn
是
baby was
驾
gone. That was the
车
first
载着
accident.
爸爸
And the
弟弟
second
轻伤
accident,
爸爸走了，
走了，对
the father
而且是
passed
同一
on.
地点
对是就是。
相隔
It was on the
34
same place 34 years
我
later.
就曾经想过，会不
And I
会
keep
是
thinking
当年那个无缘弟弟，
嗯，
会不会是
Could it? I was thinking, could it be
在转世来的是
my unborn brother
我们这个留给网友吧。
is
我觉
reincarnated?
得与你前面的妈妈流产的，因
I
为
think
事故
from
嘛
your stories that
流
your
产的
mom
这个
had
不能他报什么仇呀，
your mom
对不对？
lost
那
the
你这
baby
个
because
报
of
仇
an
是
accident.
他
Why
会
would
怨
your
恨
brother
爸爸
come
对不对？
and
所以这是
revenge
把爸爸给
your
弄
mom?
了
So he
这
came
种
for
说法
father.
也是一种说法，
It could
我觉
be
得还
a
是
saying, a way of saying.
可能对更早之前，比如说养鸡、
But I
养
felt
鱼
that it could be
发
earlier.
生之间有没有些关系？
Could it be related to
因为超
the
车不是
farm,
故
the
意伤
family
人嘛
business?
对，
所以就算是有罪的话，也不至于死罪呀，不至于要条命啊。阎王爷也不同意啊，对不对？所以我觉
Because
得这个
if it's
报
not
仇
a
这个
killing,
报仇但咱
usually
们在
the revenge shouldn't be that great. You wouldn't take a life.
对，
So I was thinking, could it be earlier?
不是那么
You see, like your uncles and aunties, they didn't die in a very peaceful manner,
对对对，
对不对？
对，
right?
哎，那个小姑那个
咽喉
So the little auntie, she passed on due to throat cancer.
姑姑三姑姑是那个
The third
截
auntie
肢了，
完了又痛失爱
had
子，
diabetes and amputate
对，
就是很
her
她被
leg.
截了肢，完了之后，唯一的儿子也早
And her
早
only
早要
son
死了那么
also passed on at a
加起来的
young
话
age.
它不是一个单纯的，
还有爸爸也是，爸爸也先是中年的时候得了咽
And the
喉
father also had
后来还
throat cancer when he was
后来
younger.
就是弟弟又开车又丧命，
And later it was the
所以你
brother
看
who
就是说
who drive
从
and
奶
the
奶
father lost
之
his
后
life.
的这几个孩子
So
哈，就是
after-
你的从你爸爸
After
到你这
grandmother,
些姑姑们了哈，
all the children of
走
this
的都不
grandmother,
是那么吉祥
everybody
就不是正常
is not so
老死啊
auspicious.
慢慢得病死的不是这样，都挺受折磨的。
They really suffered in their
你
life
看他
before
总
they pass
你看
on.
他们的死亡总是与横祸有点关系。
And their death are
对
related
我们要是这
to
样思考，那
accidents
哪来这么大
related.
罪过呢？一般就是杀生的力量太强了，杀业太重，
So it could be because the killing energy is too
最后可
strong,
能会影响到你整个家族的这样的一
and
个
it could affect
能量。
对一个很凶煞的能量就
the
产生了
energy, the killing energy in the whole family.
那师姐刚才讲的是她奶奶家族这一边哈，其实她外婆家族这一边也是有一点不太好。
So this Dharma sister mentioned the story of the father mother side, the grandmother, from the father side.
外婆
But
家
the
是
mother
这
side
个
grandmother is also not very good.
经营养鱼业的，就是我的大姨呢
My
也有
my
鱼塘
mother side grandmother's
其实她
family
的鱼
is
塘的位置呢就
in the
在我
fish farm
们工厂
business.
的隔壁，很接近的。
都是邻居，
对对
They are
对
actually
她除了
neighbors.
养鱼呢，还有养猪，都是奶奶。
So they have
所以都有
they rear
对
fish
就是有
and
撒野
pigs
然后呢
is
在
also
我
那外婆还吉祥嘛？
in farm business.
外婆并不
So
吉
how's
祥
your
在我印象中呢，在我大概2岁的时候呢，
maternal
外婆也
grandmother?
不知道是什么原
When I
因
was 2 years old, I don't know what
选择
happened to her.
轻生就走了。
She committed suicide.
她是上吊那
轻生
种是吧？
对，上吊，对，
哎呦，
She hanged herself.
因为那时候太小，也不知道是。
I was too young then. I do not know what happened.
然后呢，我就联想到，因为我从2016年
Since
这几年下来呢
2016
我就连续重复患上这个忧郁症，还有
I
失
have
眠症啊
have
就是
depression,
6年下来
serious
呢
depression.
我已经患上了有4次这么多，
哎呦，
就是很奇怪的，他
It's very
突然
weird.
就是人呐、突然会感到觉得很伤感，
I suddenly just feel very
那
depressed.
种忧郁的感觉呢，突然就来了，然后接着呢，失眠症也跟着
And
来
after that, I couldn't sleep.
一爆发的时候呢，就开
I have
始
insomnia
感觉到
too.
没有胃口啊，
And I have no
睡得不
appetite.
好啊，然后没有胃口，然后甚至有便秘啊，还有
I have
怕冷啊
constipation.
这些症状都会出来。
And all these
然后甚至
symptoms
对什
start
么
coming
事情
to
都
me.
没有兴趣，食欲也不好，然后甚至
I have
那
no
个
interest in a lot of
嗅
things.
觉跟那个味觉也有变异，就是吃东西呢，
And
感觉
whatever
那
I
个味道
eat
跟平时不一样的。
I feel that my taste is different.
那嗅觉呢，就
And my
香的
sense of
东西
smell
嗅不到，臭的东西就嗅到，就是很奇怪的一种。
哦，这种忧郁症能带来身体上感
My
觉
sense
当
of
中
smell
的很多的
changes
变
too.
化
对对对。
哦，这个很奇怪
就是很奇怪，对这种身体上的感应。
还有莫名其妙的悲伤感啊。
对对。
I just feel very sad for no reason.
也不喜欢去逛街呀，出外
And I do not like to go
也
shopping.
不喜欢笑，
非常的抗拒，对，也突然变得不爱笑。
And suddenly I don't feel like smiling.
就是也非常的感恩师父，因为师父的
And yet
法
I have to thank Master because of your compassionate blessing and your Dharma
弟子很快就恢复过
that
来
help me recover quickly
感恩师父
when I'm in the depressing mode.
对，感恩
复过来了，好像你表妹好像也有类似的情况。
You have recovered,
对
but your
在上个月
cousin.
呢，我跟表妹有聚会。
Last month, I had a gathering with my
她突然跟
cousin,
我说
younger cousin,
大
sister.
概在因为我在就是应该是在6月底开始呢，第4次爆发那个忧郁症。
In June, I had my depression for the 4th
直
time.
到遇到师父主持这个药师佛圣诞法会呢，
And it was during the time
突然好像
Master
整个
had
人醒了过来，就好
a
像
medicine
就好了
Buddha blessing ceremony,
在
and
跟
I
表妹
suddenly
谈着
become
谈着
better.
我大概
And when I
感觉
tell
到
my
她
cousin about
就
this,
是患上了失眠症，
I felt that she
大
had
概也是在
she suffered from
应该
insomnia
是在9月10月的期
in
间，
around
她也
September.
是不能睡，她也是需要看
She
那个
couldn't
心理医
sleep,
生，靠
and she
吃
had
药
to
来帮助她睡眠。
see a doctor and rely on drugs.
的那个大姨家的
对对对，
女儿
嘿，是她，哈哈。我就联想到，哎，怎么这么凑合啊？
So I
她
thought,
跟我
why is
在
it such a
同一个时
coincidence
间呢，都是患上这个失眠症
that we had the same problem at the same
会
time?
不会跟我外婆当年
I'm
她
thinking,
选择轻生了结
Could it be related to my grandmother's thought of committing suicide?
对，有些事儿我不敢说，说了呢就得罪
There are
人。
things that I do
我
not
帮你
dare
解决
to
问题你也
say
不快乐的事，
because or else you may
但
not
是
be
我
happy.
但是我也不想说谎啊。
But I do not want to
就是
lie to
有
you.
很多的就是业的问题哈，
It is a lot
就
to
是
do
严
with
重的
karma
严重伤害行为，
because
它
of the
会
serious
这个业会
killing,
一个是
serious
给来
hurting
世，第
action.
第二个给你的后代，
It will actually
比如说
hurt
奶奶
the
爷
karma
爷
would hurt
那
the
一代
person
有
and as well
严重
as
杀生的
the
话，
descendants.
那你作为子女哈，儿子啊，
So that's your
孙子啊
grandmother, but
或者
as
曾孙
children
哈
and
都可能
grandchildren or great
因此
grandchildren,
被连累，
you
被
could
牵连到，
be
所以也
affected
可能会出现因此引发的一些不吉祥。
and at the same time could have some
这是第一种。第二
inauspicious
种的
things
话呢，因为
happening
这个业力的原因，就
to
是
you
杀业重的原因。
because of the
使得我
strong
们
killing
到一定的
energy.
时期的时候，就是年龄哈，到一定年龄的时候
At
呢，
a certain
你自己
level,
就会
when you
很
reach
奇
a
妙
certain
地
age,
就走向一个就是精神世界死胡同。
you would
我的
suddenly
人生没有
feel
出
that
路了，
there's no
啊
way
不行
out in your
我必须
life,
跳楼
that you
我
want
必
to
须
end your
我必须
life,
要累死自己，否则
or
那
like you want
人生
to
怎么活呀？他
just
自己
want
觉得那
to
是太
end the
可怜了
life because
而
they
但是
don't
他
see
没
any
有
way
活
out.
路。那个东西是什么？
So what is
就
that
是
that
我想
causes
说的
this?
提醒网友说的是，
I just want to remind all
谁想
online friends,
杀的是谁？
who are they
是自杀
killing?
吗？你看到
Is
你
it
的
commit
脑神经
suicide?
之中是我不想活了，那这个我不想活了
In
是
your
别
mind,
人在
you
操
have this
纵
thought that I do not want to leave, but who is another being that's
操纵你
controlling
的亡灵，
your mind?
那个灵魂是谁，而不是你自己。
Who is that spirit?
是的，
It
当时
may not be
就是
you.
病发的时候，我也觉得好像自己的身上
Yeah,
有
at the
两
time
个
when I
我
was sick,
一个是恶的，一个是原本的我自己。
I also feel that they are like
是有这
split,
样的感觉
split.
当
There's
这
a
两个
part
我
of me
明
that
显的
is
时候
evil and
就
that's
是精神科医
the
生说叫
real
分裂
me.
性人格嘛，
对，精神分裂。
精神分裂，知道吗？会出
This
问
is
题
like split personality.
对，所以，在你还是有福了。
You are
遇
fortunate.
到我们，
You have met
所
us.
以那前天我一见你，我就
So when I
我
saw
就
you the day
感
before,
觉到，
I could
这个
feel
你太有福了哈。
that you are really
后
fortunate.
来遇到师父，
对
但是呢，我就会深深就会品味着你的种种的家族的不幸。但是我就当时等着你讲出来。
I actually felt that there are a lot of unfortunate things happen in your family, but I was waiting for you to talk about it
幸
yourself.
亏你来了，
对
Luckily, you are here today.
对，非常非常感恩今生能遇到师父。
Luckily, you are
师
here.
父的采
I'm
访
grateful
对
that I've
所以
met
说
Master in my
当我们
life.
说我不想活了，有的时候其实并不是本有的你
When
说
we
我不
say
想
that we do not want to
是
leave,
其他的
it
在
is
操
not
纵你
us who is
那
talking.
个操纵的就是业，那个业的
It's
操纵
the
是另
karma
外
that's
一个
controlling you.
恶魔，或者是
It could be
受
another
伤了灵魂的一种
evil
总和
demon, or it could be
啊
another
变成一个
spirit that
强
have
大的灵魂来
been
控制
hurt,
你不是让我死了
that
吗？
became strong. He may think that
你
you
不是
want
让
me
我
to
们
die.
死了吗？
Did you
我
want me
们
to
就
die?
弄死你！
Let me kill you.
今世早点了哈，你光点了一点都没用的，
In this life, it's
他
good
最后
to
还会让你
clear
继续
this
尝试
karmic debt, just by offering
还有
light is
来
not
世
enough because it will come to you again in your next
为什
life.
么刚才我先说到说我不
So
敢
why
说了呢？
did I mention
我
that I
没
do
想
not
到后面
dare
后
to
果
say?
还有子女，
Because they are still
比如说，
your
姥姥
descendants, your
不
children.
想活了，已经走了，他已经把自己
Like the
了结了
grandmother doesn't want to leave,
接
she
下来她的女
already
儿，
commit suicide, she already
那接下来你的忧郁当中，
pass
难道
on.
你
But she still
没
have a
有想过
children.
说把自己了结算了？
And then what
有
about
想过
you?
有真有这个
Have you
念
thought
头
that you want to
有很
end
多
your
次
life?
对
Yes.
我在追查你的感觉，你都崩溃
When
的
I'm
感觉，你也想
looking at your
杀人
feeling,
我就是晚上不能
how
睡
do you
的时候
feel?
啊，我
When I
甚至
couldn't sleep at
有
night,
这样的一个非常不好的念头，就是
I had some
这
bad
个世
thoughts.
界上啊，每个人能睡，为什么我不能
Why
睡？
everybody in the world can sleep but not
所
me?
以烦恼心就来了。
So your
事情就要
worries
发生
come.
了幸亏你还控制了哈，
Luckily, you can
那否
control
则的话
yourself,
不得了。
or it will
我时
be
常心里
bad.
面就是感觉有两个我在那边。
I just feel that there are two me who are fighting in my mind.
叫分裂哈。对，所以业力
师姐，我还有个问题，你现在从事的这个
Okay,
行
so
业是
Dharma
什
sister,
么
I want to ask you, what is your job now?
又这么巧啊！我在现在我就职的公司呢，也是经营这个
My
养殖
company
业的，就是也是养鸡农场，还有
is also in a chicken
就
farm.
是觉得有这么凑巧，我还
Such
在
a
这间公司
coincidence.
做了整10多年。
I've been in this company for 10 over years.
那你没有想过说这个跟以前的
Have you ever
有啊，那
thought?
天我有问师傅，我说这样的
Yeah,
情
I
况之
I did
下
ask Master, in this kind of
业是
situation,
不是又来到我身上？
will all this
你
bad
找到的
energy
公
comes
司
to
就是业的
me?
呈现。
对，
那怎么
真的
办呢
这个解释
因为
怎么办？
怎么办？
So what can I
佛说
do?
回头是岸。
对呀
I，can only say, turn back,
怎么回
and you will
头
see
换呐，换工作
Sure
离开呀。
知错就改。
change.
这是
If you
回
know
头
that you are wrong, change
知
your
错就
job.
改，不是说光忏悔，给你烧香就完了，点个灯就
It's
完了。
not that
你
just
继续在帮助别人
just
在
offering
经营
light
杀
will
生
do.
的
No,
行业
you're still
你是
helping
这
them do
就是等
killing.
于你就像一个冷血杀手，只要给你钱，你就帮人杀
You're
人。
just like a
这是一个道
cold-blooded
理。
killer.
但
As
只
long
是
as you have the
今天
money,
你
you will
并
still
没有拿
kill.
刀去杀那条鱼而已了。但你从事的整个这个行业就是干这个。
That is what your career
我们
is
看到
doing, right?
就是我们从
It's all about
普通社
killing.
会层面，可能我们有不同的解释和看法。但是我的看法就
This
是
is
这
how
样
I
别
see
做
it.
这个行业了，不要在这个公司工作
这
了。
迷途知返哈。
对对对，
If you
所以我
realize
们
there's a
不能因为
mistake,
说我
please
今天我要吃饭的
move
原因，所以
on,
我
do
就可
something
以
different.
去伤天害理，就是害人。那么这个业，你一边希望着自己消业，
Because
一
at
边
one
在造
point
业
you like to get rid of your bad karma, and at the
造
other
业很难
time
啊，
you are
是造的
still
业
creating the bad
那个
karma.
感觉那个力量更大。
你要回头呀。
I feel that the energy is
网友
stronger.
们都说辞职换工
You have to
你要
turn
回
back. A
头
lot of
迷途
online
知
friends
返
has been telling you to quit your job,
我
change
给
your
你假
job.
设哈，假设
For let me give you an
今天
example.
突然之间中风动不了了，你还
If
能
one
工作吗？
day you had a stroke and couldn't move, will you still work?
我还有4个孩子，
如果你
I
是这
still
样
have 4
想的话，
children.
如果你是这样想的话，工作能不能换呢？
If you think in this manner, do you think you can change your job?
你看
为
你还在
了为了为了后代哈，我觉得是我应该去换。
For my
为了
next
自己对为了自
generation,
己
I
为
think I
了
should
为了
change
后代
my
对为了
job
孩子。
对
for my
因为这是
children,
很
for my
浅显的道理哈
for my
因为
children,
这个东西
grandchildren.
还会传了。
Yes,
再
because
传
this
了
will still continue.
看到几个姑姑还有爸爸的这个命运
你整个
了
整个
对
家族
吧
是
都被横世
After
给
seeing
包
your
围了
auntie and your father's
你还不
case,
知返呢？
you have seen the whole family
好，
in this kind of
换工作是你
situation.
第一
Don't you
项的
know
决定
how to turn back?
说到这，感恩师傅的指点。
Thank you, Master, for
还有一件
your
事，师
guidance.
傅，我就是看
And
到
there's
我的
another
颈
thing,
上哈
Master.
有一颗痣，
I see that I have a mole on my
但
neck.
是这是意味着什么呢？
意味着你看你的
What does this
家
mean?
族之中哈，
对，
你
You see
父亲
your
得的
family
是什么癌
business?
呀
What
咽喉癌呀，
cancer does your father
还有
have?
哪个姑得的咽喉癌？
小姑，
Throat
对
cancer, and
还有
your
你的
little auntie also
外
have
婆
throat
是上
cancer.
吊走的，对不对？
对
And
都
your
是与脖子有关系
grandmother
是的
那，我们杀
died.
鸡的时候
She
杀
hanged herself and
也是
died.
颈项啊，
割
脖子啊
脖子
So
呀
all these are
对不对
related to your neck.
第
And
二
when
个
you
呢，我
kill
们
a
啃鸡大腿的时
chicken,
候，
you
所以妈妈
also
去了一条腿，对不对？
slit the neck.
还有你的姑姑、三姑是吧？
And your
去
mom
了一条
had
腿
a leg
难道是巧合？
amputated, and your third auntie had a leg amputated. Do you think all these are coincidence?
给我们啃那个鸡大腿的时候，想想自己的腿能
When
保
you
多久
eat the chicken drumstick, think of the leg.
这就是呈现哈。
These
那
are
你呢？
how
再来修
they
来。
come out.
可是
You are here to cultivate, to
那
practice.
天我见你的时候，我
But
看到
that
了
day when
这
I
个
see you,
是的，是
所
的。
以我说这个
I saw
你
the
之
mole
前
on
那
your
个地方
neck.
长了一个小肉猴子哈。
对对，
一个
好像一个颗粒这样，
一个
原本
肉
是一个
的颗粒
肉颗
Previously,
粒
you
这样
have
的
a
对
small
那你也想把它
lump
弄掉，
对对
in
对，
your
就是
neck,
有
and you
时候
wanted to
就
get
是
rid of it.
坐在那边，每次
没
干的
事就搓
时候就搓。
Yeah, when I
搓
sit down there, nothing to
然后
do,
有一
I will
天
keep
就
touching
就
it,
破掉了。
破掉，然后就流血了。
and it
之后
broke.
呢，就变成这个黑痣。这个黑痣
And then
跟
it
着
bleed,
我
and
看
later it became this
有
mole.
20多年了。
It has been with me for 20 over
对
years.
那一次你已经逃过了一条命哈。
At that time, you already escaped death.
反正是一个叫危险信号。
It
对
it was something
那我
dangerous.
希望修啊，修。
I hope that
你
you
能够
continue to
长命
cultivate,
百岁
to practice.
好的，感恩师
希望
傅的指点，收到
能。避过去。你们
I
家族
hope that
都是这样啊，
You can
都是
be
第一个夭
avoided
折，第二个横死哈。那希望你是吉祥的
of the
哈
bad things that happens to your
哎
family
可以
line.
在你
I
的
hope that
脖
you
子
are
上做一个符
auspicious.
号给你看。
再提醒
提醒
提醒着自己。
对，
对呀，
好在你长了2颗功德朱砂哟。
对对对
哦
啊，
二
人家肚皮
对一，我
上也长了
还是赢了。
Luckily, you have two cinnamon
对，还是有福了
spots, so
还
you're
是
still
有福你
fortunate.
跟了师傅嘛。
对对，也是师
对
傅赐的福，感恩师
You have
傅。
learned from
所以的
master,
话，第一个
and
你现在要转行，好吧？
so first of all, the first thing you
你
need to
可以
do
冒
is
着
you need
找
to
不到
change your
工作的危
career.
险。我们只是在劝说和评论的人
We are
哈
just
做决定还是靠
advising
自
you,
己
but you are the one
你
who
不
makes
要
the
说哎3个
decision.
月、半年找不到工作之后，你看埋怨师傅，
You have
你看
to
我
make
都
the
没工作了
decision,
之后
make the
怎么
choice
办
yourself,
那我就
because
担
I
不
don't want you
起
to come
啊
and complain
就是
after you
但是
couldn't
呢
find another job.
生命自己的生命，还有
This is
孩
your
子们
life.
这个生命的
对呀
吉，祥，
比工作
挣钱
更重
对
更重要啊。
师姐懂
So you need to see what is more important in your
如果
life.
你辞职呢，如果有1年你没有工作，我呢给你付了1年的工资，之后算你自己的，好吧？我的意思，
If you
你别埋怨
didn't,
我
if you really
那你
quit
能
and you
够
doesn't have a
要付
job
我
for a year,
好吗？
I will pay you for that year.
所以
Then
改
after
革
that,
新
you will
行
be
业比较
on
好
yourself, alright?
其实弟子呢，在每周呢都有在叫来禅堂
Actually, every week,
做义工。
I'm a volunteer
每一
in
次做义工呢，心里就很欢喜。
in Jiaolai
对
Meditation
欢喜对对
Center.
对这样如果是有这么一个
I'm
机
very
会
happy
弟子
being a
也会很
volunteer.
欢喜地接受啊，感恩师父。
If there's
你
such a
来
job, I'll
修
be very happy.
超度的是你全家呀。
If you come and
你
practice,
看
you are
看
helping
现
your
在
whole
大家
family.
都是等于横死的呀，是吧？
是
留着你有这个佛缘哈，
You are so
能够
lucky
为
to
他
have
们多
this
做功德，哈，
this
能
karmic
够把那个
bond to
业力
come and
消
do
除
good
哈
merit for your
要不然
family.
接下来又是来世继续有，
Or else it will continue in the next life.
是的是的。
对，它会重复。
It will repeat itself.
希望你能做这些功德。
So I
把
hope
这
you
些
do all
罪业
this
去
good
消
merit and get rid of all this bad
感恩
karma.
感恩。
师傅也送给文江师姐一个
嗯，
加持物吧。
好，
Thank you,
她真的
Master.
需要啊。
真的需要。
She really
感
need
恩师父。
a blessed item
送
from
你一
you.
颗八宝灵珠，我送你一个金刚杵哈。
I'll give
厉害
you
的随身的八宝
a 8 treasure bead as well as a
啊，这边有哈。
Prashna Prashna.
一颗金刚杵啊，小
Vajra
号
Pasta
横的，再还有一个八宝灵珠哈，这
And
都
and
随
an 8
身带
treasure
啊。
beads.
会的，感恩师父。
嗯
Thank you, Master.
嗯，
哇
好，
这个
谢谢你的故事哈
这，个
Thank
指
you for
导
your
太重
sharing.
要了
惊心
哈
动魄呀！
对，
啊，
这个
听得我都毛骨悚然呐。
是
It's
这个
really
网友
scary.
们都哎呀都很感慨哦。
他这些问题是叫现世报啊。
All these
因为这
problems,
些，你
Ah,
想这个杀多少啊？
the
你
karma is
成年
coming
养
in
对不
this
对
life.
养的少了不划算。
Because
但是
if,
卖
in
得
order
多
to
了
have a
杀得
farm,
多
you
了
cannot
之后
have too
自己又
little
会业
animals. You
多
will
麻
rear a
烦
lot so that you can
Eh.
make
对，
profits.
那你看看结局。
But
不要
you
说当
cause a
时
lot of
数钱都快
killing.
了
Look at
这
the
个结局
result.
的时候，你想想，
When you look at the result, you think, is this really what you want?
师傅啊，这个大家都好受教育啊。
嗯，
Thank you, Master, for your teaching.
师傅，那接下来呢，还
Okay,
是
next.
我们来自马来西亚的一位
There's a
女性
friend from
朋友
Malaysia.
给我们带来她的分享故事，叫《母亲还魂》。
It's about
师傅
mother
您好，我是
and a
芙蓉
soul.
禅堂的叶希
Say
美
hello,
是
Master.
芙蓉圣保罗中学的数学老师。
I'm a
已经退休
math
了
teacher in
我
Furong
是
Ma-
相信科学的人，
St.
但
Paul
我一生
Middle
经历了
School.
太多次的神奇，
I've
但
retired.
我不知道这个世界到底
I'm
什
a
么
person
是
who
真
believes in
什么
science.
是假
and I've experienced a lot of magic.
我的老师会算命，
But I don't know whether
在
are
我
they
12
true or
岁那
fake.
年，老
My
师说
teacher
你
knows
30多岁
fortune
的时
telling
候，命运
and
会
told me
经
that
历
at
一场
age
大改
15,
变。
when I'm 30
随着时间推移，
years old,
我
my
渐渐
life
淡
would
忘了这件事。
change. I have
没
forgotten
想
about
到
it over
不幸
years.
的事情
And
还是
now
来到了。
I'm 35
我
years old.
35岁的时候，一家人
When I
驾
was
车去
35
槟
years
城
old,
参加妹妹的毕业典礼。
we drove to
毕业典礼
attend
的
to
第二
Penang
天
to attend
我
my
们遭遇了
sister's
严重
graduation
的车祸
ceremony.
当时我先生驾车，
The
我
next day
坐
of the
在副驾
ceremony,
驶
my
上，
husband was
母
driving
亲
and I
坐后
sit
排。
beside
在
him.
一个十字路口
And my
拐
mom
弯
sat
处，
behind.
我们要
In a
向
cross
右转，
intersection,
一
when we
个
have to
青年
turn
人
right,
驾着车
a young
飞
man was
快朝我们
driving
的
a
车
car
冲过
and
来，
came
直
straight to
碰
our
我所
car
在的副驾驶位置，瞬间
and came
两
to where I
车
was
相
sitting.
撞。
Immediately,
我
the
们去
two
医
cars
院检
collided.
查，我的脸被破碎的
We went to the
玻璃割
hospital
伤了，
and my
还好只
face
是皮外伤。
was injured by the broken glass.
即使母亲骨折
My
了，
mom
她还
had
一
tight
直惦记
fractured.
着我，问我怎么样，
Even when my
好不
mom
好
had fractured, she even kept checking on me to check how
医
was
生
I.
检查了母亲的身体，
So the doctor
一切
checked my
都
mom's
还好。
body and everything
我
was
们
good.
打算当天叫一个救护车把母亲能够
So
送回芙蓉治疗，
We intend to
但还没等
send
出
my
发，
mom
母
back
亲却突
to
然
where
病
we
情加
stay
重。
in an ambulance.
往
But
生
before
了。
we could move, my mom
原
was
来
suddenly
母亲的大腿骨折后，骨头里
aggravated
的
and
油
then
脂
she passed
进
on.
入血管，
So
最后
actually,
导
my
致心
mom's
脏堵塞，
tight
完全没有
fracture
抢救的时
caused
间。
the blood vessel
就在我们把母亲的
to
遗体从
block
病城
the heart,
载回芙蓉
and there was
第二
no
天
time to
晚上
rescue her.
神奇的
So
事
the
情
next
发生
night,
了。
we bring my mom's
当
body
时
back to
我们
Furong.
家人和亲属在一起商量是火
And
化
when we
还是
were
火葬。
sitting together as a family, we were thinking what to do with my mom, whether to
其他的亲戚说，他生前有交代过吗？我
to
们说
burn
母亲生前从来没
or
有
to
交代
bury
过
her. Then we were thinking somebody
亲戚们
suddenly
说
said that,
那好
oh,
担心哦，她会
let's
害
cremate
怕
the
火
body.
葬呢。
And we said, did mom
这
mention
个 时
it
候
before? No,
我
she
的
didn't.
妻姐突
Then
然
is she
说
afraid of
不要
fire?
紧，不
And
要紧，
suddenly my
火
seventh
葬虽
sister
然很
suddenly
热
say,
很
no
烫，
worry,
但不要
even
紧，
though
我不怕。
cremation is very
当
hot,
时我们一家人听到妻姐
but
讲
it's
话，
okay, I'm not
都好
afraid.
奇怪
At
哦。
that time, when we
可是
listened to
也没
my
有太
seven
多的
sisters
在
speak,
意。
we felt weird,
第二
but
天母
nobody
亲火化以
think too
后，
much. So the
把
next day, when
母
my
亲
mother
的
was
骨灰
cremated,
安放在一间寺庙，我
we
们
put
为
her
她
ashes
选
in
了
a
一个高
temple,
高的位置，
and we choose
视
a
野
very
很
high
好，也
location
很
for my
凉爽。
mother. When the
当我
view
们
is
回到
good
家，
and
刚
everything
进
was,
家
it
门，
was very
就看到我
windy.
妻姐
And when
坐在
we
母亲每天坐的位置
went
上，
home, we
微
saw
笑地和
my
我们
seventh
讲：
sister.
我很喜
She
欢
sit
那
at
个
where
地
my
方，
mom
位
used to
置
always
高，
sit, and she
风
said,
凉，我很喜
I love
欢。
that place very much.
因为
It's
我
high
心里还纳
and
闷
it's
呢，
cooling.
妻姐怎么知
I
道
was
呢？
wondering,
她也没
why would
去呀。
Qi knows
而
where
且
my
我
mom
发
was?
现我
She
妻
wasn't
姐
there.
她的神态、讲话的
But
语
the
气
way she
怎么
speak,
跟去世的母亲是一模
she
一样的
looks
呀？
exactly like my
到
mom.
了吃饭的时候，妻
So
姐
when
就
it
拿
was
我
time
母
to
亲
eat,
生前专
Qi
用的餐具，
took my mom's
就坐在
dedicated
我母亲
tableware
之前
and
吃饭坐的
sat
位置。
at where my mom used to
她会
sit.
常常跟我父亲小小声的聊天。
And she always chat
有一
with
天
my
我很
mom,
好奇
with
问
my
我父
father
亲，
softly, and
诶，
I was
你跟
curious and
妻
asked my
姐有
father,
这么多的事
Do
情
you
可
have
以
so
说吗？
much to talk to my seventh
父
sister?
亲悄悄地跟我
And my
说，
father said quietly,
妻姐，
This is not your
是你
seventh
妈妈的
sister.
灵魂，
It's your mom's
我
soul
们
that's
在一
back.
起谈你们小
And
时
we
候的
talk
事情。
about you when you were young.
我们家距离爸妈家
Our
18公里，
family
在
is
那几
18
天，
kilometers
我
away
经
from my
常
parents'
接到父
place.
亲打来电话说，
And that past
妈
few
妈叫
days,
你
I
要回来
often
吃饭。
receive my father
每
call
一
that
次
say,
听到
Mom
这样
told
的
you
指
to come
令，
home for
我先
dinner.
生就赶
And
紧
every
抱
time
着
when we
1岁的
receive the
儿子
call,
驾
me
车
and my
回去陪
husband
他
would
们吃
carry my
饭。
1-year-old child
有一
and
天，
quickly goes to
妻
my
姐
parents'
摸着我
place.
儿子的小光头，
And
小
once
宝
my
小宝宝
seventh
好不耐
sister
烦，
actually
要抵
touched my
抗。
son's
我的
little
妻姐
bald
就
head,
说：“哦，是喽，是喽，他一直就是这样的喽。”
and my
我就
sister
觉得
said,
动作
Yeah, he's
太
like
熟
that.
悉了，
And
因
I
为
felt
几
that the
天
way she
前
speaks is
就
so
在槟城的
familiar.
时候，母亲用
because it was the same movement that my mom used to touch my son's head. And when I see the seventh sister touching my son's head in that manner, the action is exactly the same as my mom's. And there was once, seventh sister, hold my hand and speak like a mother and say, "Child, actually, the accident is supposed to happen on you. But because I'm your mother, I cannot let unfortunate things happen to you. So I block it for
听
you.
到这番话，
When I
我当
heard
时
that,
心里感觉很内疚。
I felt very,
母
very
亲
bad.
在家待到第7天，
My
全家
mom
只有
stayed in
我
our
父
house
亲一
for
个人很
7
开
days.
心。我和其他家人都很害怕。
We were all
而
very
且我
afraid.
们的
Only my
运气
dad
在
is
那几天
happy.
特别低，特别倒霉。我和先生
And
每
those
次驾
7
车
days,
回去
I
的时
felt
候
very
都
unlucky.
会发生
When
小
me and
意
my
外，
husband
很
drive
多
back,
的
we
不
always
顺
have
利。
little accident.
最后一天，
On the
我的
last
七
day,
姐还单独给我三姐夫
my
交代了
7th
一些事
sister
情。
even talked to
我
my
隐约
3rd
听到，
sister,
主要是嘱咐我三姐夫，
and he
以
even
后对
tell
我
my
三
3rd
姐要好一点儿。
sister's
就拜
husband to
完之
treat my
后，
3rd
我七
sister
姐说
well.
我要走了，我要
And
走了。
on the 7th
随
day,
后七
my
姐就倒
7th,
下
my
了。
7th sister said, I have to leave, I have to leave.
等我七姐病好之后，我们都
And
很
after
好
that, she
奇，
felt
去
ill.
问她
When
怎
she
么
got
回事
better,
啊？
I was curious and
七姐
asked
跟
her
我们
what was
说，
going
她
on.
当初只
And
记
she
得
said
听
she
到
only
妈妈的声
remembered
音说
that she
不
heard
要
the voice
怕，
of my
不
mother
要
saying,
怕，
Don't be
我会
afraid,
上你
don't
的
be
身。
afraid, that I will
其
go
他
to your
事情
body.
就什么
Other
都不记
things
得
she
了。
couldn't remember at all.
对于母亲临走前对三姐夫的叮
For
嘱，
what the
我
mother
心
used
想，
to
为
tell
什
my
么母
3rd
亲没有
sister,
特地交代我的先生好好
I
照
thought,
顾我
why
呀？
didn't my mom ask
心
my
里还
husband to
有
take
点不
good care
舒
of
服。
me?
不过后来我知道原因了。
And after that, I
8个
realized
月后，
why my
我的
mom
父
did that.
亲因为母
Because
亲的突
8
然
months
离世，
later, my
也
father
郁郁
suddenly
而
passed
终。
away because
当
of my
2位
mother's
老人
sudden
都
death.
走后，
After
我
the
的三
two
姐
of
夫
them
可
passed on,
嚣张了，
my
直接和我三姐
3rd
摊牌说，
sister's husband was
我在外
very
面早
arrogant
就有外
and
遇
told
了，
my 3rd
要
sister
就要
that
跟我
he
三
already
姐离
have
婚。
a
他
lover
的婚
outside
外
and
遇
wanted
是我们
to
全家人以前完全不
divorce
知道
her.
的。但是
All of us
母亲
doesn't
的
know
灵
about
魂
this.
仿佛能看透
However, my
一
mom
切，
so seems to
所
be
以
able to see
在她要走
everything.
的最后时
So in the
刻，
last
她有了
moment
那
before she
份
left,
对三女儿的惦记，
she
对她
even
女婿的
talked
叮咛
to
和
the
嘱
3rd
托。
daughter and the
但
3rd
是三姐夫
son-in-law.
还是辜负了母亲的嘱
However,
托。
my brother-in-law
通过母亲还魂
still
这件
didn't
事，
follow what my
我
mom
看到
said.
母爱太伟大了。
Through my mom's
本
soul,
应
I
该
can
是
see
我命中
how
的
great
结
a
束，
mother's love
但
is.
母亲替我挡了一灾，
I should be the one who is
从生
injured,
到死，
and my
因
mom
为
helped
母亲
me.
把她所有的爱与牵
She
挂
used all
毫
her
无
love
保
and
留地
pain
给
and
了孩子。
concern and passed it on to all her
母亲过世
children.
已经30多
My
年
mom
了，
have passed away
每
for more
当
than
想起
30
来，
years now.
都觉得
Wherever
我
I
今生无
think
法
of
报
it,
答
I
母
feel
亲
that
对
I
我的
can't
恩。
repay my mom's kindness in
今
my
年
life.
我认识了菩
This
提禅
year,
修，
I
听
came to
到
know
了师
about
父
Bodhi
开示，
meditation,
对自己的父
and I
母
heard
亲要感恩和孝
Master
顺。
mention that we have to be
那一刻
filial
我
and
流
be
泪
grateful
了，
to our
我的
parents.
父母都已经不在
I was
了，
crying.
我
My
要如
parents
何
were
去
already
报答
gone
他
now.
们呢？
How do I
通过师父的教
show
导，
my
我明
gratitude
白
to
了
them?
我们报答父
Through
母亲
Master's
最
teaching,
好的方
now I
式
understand
是
that
为
the
父
best
母
way to
念
repay
佛
our
点
parents
灯做功德。
is to help them build
所
good
以，
merit
我
and
为父
offer
母
lights
亲
for
动了
them.
灯，希望
So I
我
offer
伟
light
大
for
的
my
母亲
mom
去到好
and
的
hope
地
that she
方。
goes to a good
感恩
place.
师父，
I'm grateful to Master.
这是一位退休的老师写来的，他的一个
This
经历分
is
享。
written by a retired
退休的
teacher.
数学老师
对
很相信科学。
She's a
她也
math.
觉得自己
She was
就
a
是一个
math
科学
teacher, and
工作
she
者。
believed in
这个
everything
叶老师哈
scientific.
对，
嗯，
这个母亲呐，真是
他
上
挺传奇的这个
挺
故事。
传奇的。
是
This
首
story
先
is
啊
pretty
他就觉得
amazing.
他还是一个学生的时候，他15岁的时候，他的老师会算命。
叶老师15
So when
岁
she was 15 years old,
对，也来算
从
命。
小遇到的都不是科学的。
the teacher is
解释不了。
could
对，
could do
老师不
fortune
算命
telling,
对，
就是
老
说他30多少
and
岁
shared that when she was about 30 over years
会
old,
改变，
一个大
her
的
life
转
would
结果发生
change.
了吧？
There's a big things that will happen.
或母亲去世，
首先，我也是觉得他母亲去世也挺
And I
挺
felt
突
that
然，挺不寻
the
常。
mom's death was
首
very
先，他母
sudden.
亲发生了车祸，哎，是骨折。那我们会觉得骨折嘛，就等骨
First
头
of
养
all, the
好
mom had an accident, and it was a
哎，应该说也
fracture.
算是一个幸运的事。
So
没
fractured.
有
When we heard about
没有
that, we
人
thought that it
生
was something
哎
lucky
没有人生
because
的那个
it's not
人
something
命关天
serious.
之事。但是没 没想到第二天，
But on the second day,
人生啊，真是急转直下。母亲就因为骨折，最后造成
because of fracture,
造成了心脏的这个栓塞吧，
it causes her
然后
heart
心脏梗塞，
to be blocked,
哎，心肌梗塞是因为这个事情去世了，
and she
都没有
passed
时
on.
间去急救我。
So there was no
奇怪
time
怎么骨折会引
to help
起了
her.
心脏梗塞呢？哦，原来呀是骨折了之后，骨头里的油脂
because the
跑到
oil in the
血液里
bones
去
went to the
造
blood,
成了心
and
脏
it
的栓
causes
塞，就是血
the
栓
blockage in her heart.
哎，
谁都想不到
那像这
的。
种
So
情
there's
况下
something
不
that
过
we
10万
could
分
never
之一
thought
吧
of.
很少碰到这样的。
It's
后
very,
来
very
我们才
rare.
知道，其实母亲啊是借着七姐是上
So
升
he
的
realized
七姐
that
才告诉
the
了我们
mother
这件事情是什么呢？
Came
这
to
个
tell
灾
them
本
through
来
the
是该
seventh
这
sister.
是叶老师该得
对
的。
对，
那是母亲看到了不忍心，是母亲替他挡了灾。
So the mom
用自己
actually
的
helped her
命
block
还给女儿
all
圆了
this.
嗯，
真的很伟大的。
很伟大。
The
后
mother's
来
love
这个
is
还
so
有很多
great.
蹊跷的事情发生
And
哦。这个母
there's
亲
also
去世以后
coincidental
啊
things that happen.
附在了她的
So
妻
after
子
the
身
mother
上
passed away,
来跟家里
her
交
soul
代了
went
好
on
多
to the
事情。
seventh sister
首先
and
要不
did
要
so much in the
火化这
family.
件事情
First of
大
all,
家还
whether
在
to
争论呢，
cremate
爸爸
her
说
or
可以
not,
火化，亲戚说那不行，
all of
没
them
交
were
代
not
啊。
sure.
他那个七姐就说
But the
不怕
seventh
不
sister
怕
say,
我不怕火化的。
Don't
哦
worry, I'm
哎
not
好
afraid.
在就安排好了。
And because of
这
that,
是一
they
件事情。
managed to arrange
后来还回了家嘛，
for
回了家以
cremation.
后
And
对
after that,
对
when they
对
came
安
back,
放地方很满意，说我
she
喜
says
欢
she's very
不光
happy
不
with
两
where
很
they
满
put
意。
her
其实他这个
ashes.
七姐啊，就是讲她这个话的时候，压根儿就没去那个放骨灰的地方。
Because the
完全
seventh
就是
sister
妈妈
didn't
就是
even go
托着
along
这
with
个
them.
七
She
姐
don't know
的
where
嘴
they put their
用
mother's
她的
ashes.
口来说出来的事儿。
But yet
还有好
the
多
mom
事情
told
呢
them,
七姐回到家，拿
and
了妈
when
妈的
seventh
玩具
sister is
碗
back,
筷，坐在妈妈的座位上
she
吃
took the
饭，
mom's
还跟爸爸两个人窃窃私语。
utensils and then sit at where the mom used to sit and even talk to the father
这爸爸也挺
quietly.
神奇的。
So
爸爸
why would
完
they
全
have
就
so
知道
much to
是
talk
妈妈
about?
回
And
来
the
了。
father is amazing. The father can even
爸
tell
爸
them.
一个人很开心。
So the father is so happy for the 7th
这
day.
七姐怎么那么怪呀？这个
Then,
行为也
although they
怪
think that the
人也
seventh
怪
sister is
哎这
weird,
爸爸挺开心
but
的，
father is very
还在
happy
跟老伴儿说话呢。
because he felt that he's talking to
见
his
多识
wife.
广嘛，
啊，
还听说过，听说过了之后，那一对这些话的话，可不就老伴儿回来了？
对，
So because he heard all this, so he knew that the wife is
老伴儿
back.
回来
妈
了
妈呢在家里呢待了7天。
And the mom has been staying with them for 7 days.
风俗里很多说头七的时
A
候，
lot of time there was a
真的是
saying
会就是去世的亲人的
that
魂
the
是
first
会回家
7th day,
对。
不舍得。
a loved one who
所以
had
这个
passed on
长
would
辈
come
去世
back.
之后，为什么给他做功德啊？为他念佛啊？哈。
So after that, they help her to
少
do
说
good
是念
merit,
7天，
to chant for
那
her.
最好念49天。
Usually people say you chant for 7 days if
49
it's
天他要
short,
审判了
but the best is
但
to
是
do
一
it
般
for
头7
49
天的时候啊
days.
他容易赖在家里，
Because on the first
他
7th
不
day,
熟悉外面的，
why do they stay at home? Because they are not
他总是牵挂着家里
familiar with the
头。
outside.
尤其
They
是
keep
做横
thinking
事儿
about
走的
home.
啊
突然走的，
他不像
Especially
得病
for
从
those
慢慢
who pass
知道
on
我要复活
suddenly,
了所以我要提前做了很多
they
交
didn't
代
do any
这个
preparation
没有
before
交代
that.
啊所以
They
他为
wanted
什么要
to-
伏在他7女儿身上
So that's why
说
she
话呢？
she
这个交
speak
代
on
很多
behalf of her
生
7th
前没有
daughter
交代的事儿
because she has a lot of things that she has not
这个灵魂都
arranged for
看
them.
到未来，就看到大家
And her spirit, her soul can actually see the
三
future.
姐夫，
对
That's why she even spoke to the third
这个妈
daughter's
妈的灵魂
husband.
看到三姐夫外面有外遇了。
对，
The mom already see that the
真的
third
很神奇
husband
哈所以后来我们这个
had
叶
a
老师
relationship
说
outside
他不得不服
the
啊
marriage.
自己觉得自己是科学工作者，可是这个一生发生了这么多神奇的事，科学解释
All these amazing things
啊真的
happen
是
to
解释
her,
不了
although she's a
所以
math
他
teacher,
就
but
好
these
在
are
今
not
年遇到了
scientific.
遇到了师傅，那师傅的开示
And luckily she
让
met
他
Master, and Master's
好像
teaching
感觉能够解释自己曾经这一生中
is able
经历
to
了
help
这么多
explain
神奇
all these amazing things that have
所以
happened to
他慢
her,
慢地放下了，也为
all
自
these
己以前学习的
unexplainable
父母
things.
亲
So
都
she's
感
able
恩
to let go
都祈福，为他们哎，真的是
表达一份
感恩孝顺
and
之心
understand and chant for
我觉
the
得这也
mom.
是做老师慢慢的想通的一件事情。
This is something as a teacher that she have
是不是？其实这里
finally
有一个问
understand.
题哈，也替网友问一下，就是什么样的人，就是他妈妈不是选择
Master, I also like to
上
check
身哈，那什么样的人比较容易被这样
why the mother choose to her soul to enter the seven sister body.
每
What
个
kind
人
of people
都可
would
能
so
会出现
choose
被
to
上身
to speak?
宏观上来说，
Anybody
那我
could be
认识的，比
anybody.
如说你本来就是医学工作者，而且
From
个
what I
性呢
know
都一个是豪放，
Like the medical
身体又
people,
很好
people who works in the
啊
medical
那我认识的
industry,
医生呢，
they are usually
他
very
就是有
open.
个性，特别大方，特别大气，特别阳光，
Like
给谁
doctors,
都说说笑笑的，
they are
总
very
是爱逗
sunny.
逗
They
开
are
玩笑。
smiley and talking to everybody,
他
joking.
去世了。结果有一天晚上，他给人看病
So
呢，
one day the father passed
正好
away,
路过，
And when
他爸爸那个埋葬这个坟地，
he
他
go
爸这死
and visit a patient, he passes
可能
by
3个月以内
his
吧，1个
father's
月以内，应该是这个49天以内的。
tomb.
结果这个医生
So
就给
within
上
49, that was within 49
爸爸
days.
上到医生的身上了。
对，这医生是女的呀，
The doctor is a female,
女儿胖
a
胖大大，
daughter.
身
She's
材
a bit
挺
plump.
粗啊。可是一说话全是爸
So
爸的
the
语
the
气和
father
声
actually
音
went to her body. So when she she speak in
所以
a
大家吓
like the
懵了
father. So everybody was shocked.
啊，就给他家里的小孩说，去，叫
So
谁
she
谁就
she
他那
told
几
her
个
her children,
就
go
叫
go
那
and do
几个
certain
不
stuff.
说名字，那语气就根本确实没
And then the
办法
way
说他是别人，只能说是这老爷子来了。
She speak
就赶上把
is
几个孩
just
子叫
like
来
the
老爷子
grandfather.
气势说，我回来看你们，孩子们吓得砰
And
砰
she
就跪在
said,
地
I
上。
came here to look
因
for
为声音
to
可
look
不
at
就是他
you.
爹嘛，
And the children
哎，马
were
上
so
就交代很
shocked.
多事宜。这老爷子还是病着走的，但是觉得
The
呢，
grandfather
他有2个孩
died
子啊，不太
passing
好管
because he was sick.
对，生怕为一点遗产又打起来。
He was afraid that the
回
children
来给再安排。
would would
说这次
have
真是
differences
啊
due
这什么
to
之后可真是
the
事儿
inheritance.
放
So
不
he
下
came
没
back
给你们交代清楚，
to tell them how he
那个二儿
wanted
子脾气
them
特
to
别大
distribute.
哎，就当场让他们这么做那么做，
So he tell them exactly what he wants.
就在等于是爹爹附体的这个人面前承诺了。
And the children have to promise in front of the father.
啊，这老爹走了
to
之
go
后，
according
他
to
女
his
儿
wish.
咣一下躺在
So when the
床上
father went off,
等醒了之后，
the daughter
发生
just
这些
lie
事儿
down there.
不可能啊，
And when she woke up,
知道，
完全不。
she doesn't know anything at all. She said, that's not possible.
人他也是哦。
So just like this
他
seven sister.
说我要走了，我要走了哈。走了以后他大病一场，
嗯
然后
But
病
the
完了
mom
以后
would
就
say,
说
I need to go, I need to go. And then after that,
七姐你还记
seven
得吗
sister
怎么
was
回事
sick.
啊她说我就听
And
到
after she
妈妈在
recovered,
跟我说你不要
she
怕
only
哦我要上
remember the
你
mother
的
say,
母亲
don't
就
be
交
afraid,
代
don't be
了一声
afraid,
好了我
I'm
来了
coming into
哈
your body.
然后后面是什么
And then
都不
whatever
记得
happened after that, she couldn't remember them at all.
妈妈比较温柔，像那个医生的父亲也
The
没跟
mom
他
is more
交代
gentle.
哪有这么礼貌啦？真
Not
的
like
是跟
the-
你打招呼的哈。
The doctor's father.
就是所以什么样的人都可能被伤，
So
谁都
anybody,
有机会。
了解。
it could happen to anybody.
但是呢，通常呢，
But
他在
usually,
上身要传话的话呢
对，
通常的情况下会找他希望给谁说话的时候的靠近这个人。
usually they will look for the person that they want to
如果
speak
这
to,
个
the
他
person
他比如说这
closest
是
to
一
the
共4
person
个
they
人
want to speak
哈
to.
他希望给1个人传话，但是有3个人都靠得近。这3个人中选谁呢？
Like they want to speak to a person,
身体
and
最弱
3 of them are
的
close to them. So who will they choose?
他不会讲那个一直杀猪宰鸭的那个。他
The
就
person
强
who is
壮
weaker.
对他不想。
He will not look for someone who is strong. He will look for
他
someone who is
选那
weaker.
个这个个性啊和能量弱的，
The energy is lower. The character is
就容易
more
上。
gentle.
就是说我们比如说念佛
For
和练八卦
example,
内功哈，
when we
但是
chant,
你的
and we
能量
practice
就
energy
正能量特别
bagua.
强，不容易上。
your energy is strong, so it's not easy for
被
the
上
spirit
身不是好事儿哈。
to
先说
come to
先
you.
交代这件事情是
Let
好
me
是
first
坏
tell you that
容易被上身
a
的
person
容
who
易
is
得
easy
忧
for
郁症
spirit to go onto them
我是
is
这么讲
it's
到
not a good thing at all.
哎被上身一次是消耗身体的，
Because every time it happens,
不消耗。
对对
不
it
好。
it uses a
所
lot
以
of
当
energy on the
阴气重阳
body.
气弱的人容易被上身，大概就这
And
样。
people who are weak
那还有
will
就是说这个
experience it
走了
more.
老人哈，上身是为了回来交代一些
So
事情。
sometimes old people
那是不是还有其他
get
的渠
into
道和方
the
法
body of
来向
the
家
soul
人
of
传
another
达交
person
代这些
to
事情
有啊有梦
to
啊，
arrange their matters, but there are also other ways, right? Yeah, through
做梦
dreams.
还有的这个人做梦都梦不进去的时候，他会找另外一个敏感
And
的
there are
人做
people
梦
who they
来
cannot
提醒他，通常是靠家人。
usually they will if this person they want to communicate with, they are not able to go into their dream, they will look for the next person who is closer to them so that they can share with them.
就是我们的
what
风俗
happened.
当中哈，就头7天就是
So on the
每一
first
家人
7
都
day,
守灵的，其实会特别关照你说，哎呦，守灵的时候大家还是要小心啊。
it is very
就是也不叫
important.
小心啊，就是要上点心。
Like during the
就是
week,
那个时候
everybody
大
have
家
to
有
be
可能就是
careful
去世的亲人会有一些什么不同的形象，或者是不同的
because
这
the
个事情
person,
发生
the
的
loved one who have
所以那
passed
个时
on
候子女都会挺上心的，哎，都会就是哎呀
could
关
come
注
in
一
different
下这个
forms, so
灵方
everybody
面
will be
有
more
些什么事情
careful
发生。
to look out for
宏观
things that
严
may
格来
happen
说哈，
during that
可能
period.
它里发生什么事儿，咱就不用议论了吧，这太细了。啊，今天也不在我们的
Okay, what would happen is actually a lot more to discuss. So today
对，这是有个提醒。
对，
we
通常就是有一些
do
事
not
情
discuss
是
in detail.
常态可以理解的，也会发生一些不容易理解的。尤
Sometimes
其是在
it may be
出殡
things that are
前
not
要
easy to
到这些
explain
客人
that
要
could
来的时
happen.
候，你要注意，容易起旋风，旋转的风。这个时候就是问题。灵魂不走。通常告别仪式啊等等。
Sometimes
或者是要有埋葬入坟的话，
during the burial period or during the final farewell,
特别容易起旋风。
if
旋
there's
风就是个灵魂在看大家，给大家在打招呼。
hurricane,
啊，
it could mean that the
所以呢
spirit is
大
looking
家
at
在这个有
them.
亲人去世之后呢，处理后事
So if a loved one pass away,
一定要图吉祥哈。
you have to be very careful.
如果说
Just like
你
a
的
wedding
长辈
ceremony, you have
去
to
世之后
do
他的后
everything
事
auspicious.
说有的人说，哎呀，我不管迷信的了。
For example,
人死如
some
灯
people
灭
may say,
烧
oh,
了
the
拉倒
person already passed
那
away.
些
I don't care about
兄弟姐妹一起
superstitions.
大吵大闹等等大打
Like the siblings are arguing,
特别不吉祥。
these are very
你的
inauspicious.
长辈是死的时候，你是这种
Because
处理
when the
方法，
elderly
等你死的
pass
时候
on,
那个麻
that's
烦度比
terrible
现在要
behavior.
麻烦10倍以上。
if they behave like that when the
就是你
elderly
的长
pass
辈都
on,
会修炼
the
你
trouble will be a lot more
吉祥啊
that will comes to them.
师傅提醒我们，
所以很多时候
It's
念
more
佛
than
有很多
10
时候我就不
times.
念比如说，有些儿子不懂事，还有嫁过来的媳妇，
Some son or
那不是我
daughter-in-law,
父
they
母
do
看
not
法
understand.
说正好天下雨或者太阳挺大的，
So
干
let's say
嘛
if
不
it's
播
very
就这
hot
样子
or raining,
你不，那结果会出什么？
then they may say that
我先提
they
醒
don't
大家
want
是
to
不
join.
好的。
就是不吉祥。
What
我
could
说的不
happen?
好，不吉祥，这5个字儿加起来那么轻哈。
Something
那不
bad
吉
and
祥就可
auspicious
能遇生死，
may sound very light,
神经是否正
but
常？
it could mean whether their mental well-being is normal,
等等
whether
这
their
些都有
children
关系
are safe.
都是大事儿，人生
It's
第一
all
等的
big-
大事都会发
big
生在
things in
与
life
这
that
个
could
事
happen.
不礼貌相关的结果。
All these are related to them not being
高度重视。
respectful to the deceased.
一个是就是亡者为大哈，他去世了为大。
Because the
第二个
person who
他本来
pass
就是
on
你家的长辈
is considered
你更应该要
a very
这
big
样子做
thing, especially if they are
他
elderly in the
最后一程
family.
嘛他人死了，去会这个出殡是吧？
Once they pass
处理
on,
这些后事，
during
这是一个
the
人最后
the funeral
盖棺
march,
盖
the
棺
last
定论
the last period,
送最后一
the
程的最后一
burial
次
period or cremation
好好做？
ceremony, you have to do everything properly
大家总是有一份情感吧，
because
不管你
everybody
中间
is
有没有发生不愉快
related, right?
对不对？尤其是做儿女的，
As children,
每个父
especially
母
as
亲
children.
养孩子的时候，说实在话，3岁以前他怎么不太管你，甚至7岁以前不太管你，你都很难活到70岁。
If they do not take care of you
或
when
者
you
给
were
摔死、撞死、找东西卡
within
死
0 to 3 years old or
吃
to
了针
7
打
years
死
old, you
等
will
等
not survive at
各
all.
种的死法都随时就会发生死亡。
And death could
这
happen
个小儿童
anytime.
时候可危险了。
It's very
尤其一定要
dangerous when you are young.
所以处理这个，尤其
So your
是
parents
亲人
really
这个
take good
后事的
care
时
of
候一
you.
定要
So when
先
you
保
were
持一个
handling
尊重
their funeral, you have to have a very respectful heart.
一定要办得吉祥。
You have to make sure that
该
everything
念
is
经
done
念经该做功
in
课
auspicious manner
甚
accordingly.
至是你知道吗？叫阴宅风水啊，就你给你爹妈买那个坟地，
And when
说
you
我
choose
懒得出
A
钱
location for
那么
their
他会
ashes
他
or
的
their
坟
burial
地的好
ground,
坏，他的阴宅的好坏和你们
it
做
is
子女
important
的
too, because
好
it will
坏有着
affect
绝对的关系。
the
连
luck
买个
of
兄
your
弟
of the
你们家孩
children.
子没一个好死的，
If you
都会出
choose
这个
a
问题
terrible
我
place for
透露
them,
一点点哈
the
所以
children
对于
will
我来
have
说
terrible life
这些
too.
事情要好好处理。
So we have
但是
to
去世的事情，
settle every matter
对
for
你作
them
为
in a
养
proper
大的儿
manner.
女来说，首先有个要孝心，
First of
这个
all,
时
you
候
have
孝
to
这
be
是你最后一
filial.
对，可一定要好好好好
You
办。
must handle everything in a filial
那也给
manner.
叶老师一个加持的礼物吧。
好好，
Okay, let's give this math teacher a present.
今天我们主要送这个八宝灵珠哈。好，祝福叶老师如意
Okay
吉祥哈。
感恩师傅。
May a teacher be
希望我们网友们
auspicious.
听到这么多圣
Thank
众
you,
的故事
Master.
啊，也特别的有启发，
嗯
也想跟大家分享几个
对，
网友的留
大家纷纷的
言。
留言。
嗯，
嗯，
Okay, a lot of online friends have shared.
生前杀了
大海
很多
said
鸟和野生动物
he have killed a lot of wildlife and birds in his life.
60年代没有饭吃，就打野味来充饥。
Like in the 60s when there's no food to eat, our
最后
parents,
我大舅是脑血栓偏瘫
my uncle killed a lot of wildlife to eat,
然
and
后
after
就
that,
去世了，真是
he
业力
died.
深重。我妈小时候也吃过大
And my
舅
mom,
的
when she was
野味
young, she
妈妈
also
也
ate
曾经脑血栓和脑出血。
all
但是
this
幸运的是，妈妈跟随
wildlife.
修行
And my
快30
mom
年了，
also
每
had
天修行
brain
经常做功德，所以
hemorrhage.
妈妈现在75岁了，
And
身体还
now
可以，
my mom
天天
followed
讲话
Master to
修行念
practice
佛感恩师父
for almost 30 years, and every day she has been practicing. And now she's 75 years old,
青年网友也是说，
and
我小
she's
时候家
fine.
里养鸡，也
Thank
是
you,
杀
Master.
业重。我父亲
An
是
online
淹
friend
死的
says that
我也时常忧郁，不想活。
my family also have a lot of killing energy. My father
来修法，
drowned and died.
嗯，
I don't feel like living.
我的大叔叔是卖猪肉的，
Please bless
他
me,
家也
Master.
不怎么吉
Another
祥。
online
二女儿
friend
离
say
婚，然后嫁给了个赌徒。
my
二
el-
女儿
my
稍微好一些，
uncle
但家庭也不
sells
和睦。
pork, and then after that the family is not very auspicious. The eldest daughter divorced, and after that she married a person who gambled a lot. And the second daughter is a bit better, and the third son borrowed a lot of money. So after that, the son married,
凤林
but after that
说是
had a
我的
divorce
小
as
姨
well.
家就是卖鱼的，
My
早年
family
赚了
sells
很多
fish.
钱，后来小姨家的姐姐
After
结
that,
婚
my
近10
little
是小姨家的孩
auntie
子了哈
married and have
叫
children.
姐姐的，结婚近10年都没有孩子，到处治疗。
And after she got married, she have no children at all.
多次试管，生
She
下
have
来
tried
宝宝了，
a lot of
这
test
些
tube
年为了要
babies,
宝宝花
but it
了
wasn't
近百
successful.
万，而且我小姨夫这几年就是得
And
了
this
癌
year,
症动手
finally,
术又
and my
复发
youngest
那么今年
auntie's
姐姐家刚
husband
生下
actually
宝
had
宝还不到
cancer.
2个月
He had
小姨夫胃病
surgery,
发现癌症了，你看又发
and the
生了
cancer
多次
happened
的癌
again.
症。我多次让姐姐来念佛，
I asked my sister to come and
姐姐
chant,
还没有当
but my
回
sister
参加了今天的课程以后
didn't
我还
bother.
要继续引导
So
姐
after I
姐
attended today's class, I want to continue to ask my sister and the family to start chanting.
那这个网友宏宇就分享说：“师傅您好。
So there's another friend who said, "Hello, Master.
实验室工作以后呢，
After I work in the
我
lab,
眼睛严重过敏症就好了，感恩师傅。感恩
my eyes becomes better. I used to work in a lab that kills
那
rats.
师傅还有一
So
个
now
问
it's
题
better
艾
after I
迪斯
changed my
网友
job.
他问，因为今天师傅给的那个八宝灵珠
Another
还有
online
像天
friend
珠这一
say,
类的都是辟邪的嘛哈。
Masters
特别好
8
他问
treasure
说
beads
师傅好，最近呢几天有
are
两
very
件
good.
不太好的事情先后
Recently,
发生。
a lot of
天眼
two
珠
things
采回来
happened.
之后呢，过了一晚，它那个天眼珠里边就多
First
了
of
2条
all,
长的裂纹，
There were 2 cracked lines on my
而
Z beads,
且就在天眼的眼睛的瞳孔位置。
and it's at where the
那
eyes
个
was.
呢，表面又多了一条短的裂纹，
And there's a
大概
small
也有5毫米长。
Crack.
没几天呢，师傅送给我的月光菩萨念珠中最
And
大
a
的一
few
个珠
days,
子，
the
也是
biggest
过了一
bead
晚
on
以
the
后又多了几条
moonlight
裂纹，请师
beads
傅加持
gemstone that
帮忙
Master
化
gave
解
me
感恩师傅
was cracked too.
那这个问题有点严重哈。
So this is a serious
这个
matter.
通常要点这个消灾灭难的灯
Usually
哈
they have
他们
to
根
offer
本都
light
有这个
to
哈
get rid of
这个是首先他这个
misfortune.
命中和他这个居住风水有问题。
It could be related to this person's life or the living feng
珠
shui.
子到了家里就这样子。
对，
哦，
嗯，
感恩师傅指点。
对他就是。
So wherever
你可以
auspicious
一个
things
坏了
enter a
说这个
house,
可能是质
things
量问题
happen.
哈但是
If you
好
say
几
that
个
one
都
is
出了问
spoiled,
题
it could
的
be
话，这
because
个
of the
不是
quality
巧合哈
of the
这个是
product.
有
But
点
when
有点
2
清楚哈
cracks,
哎
2 products
那
that's
前面
cracked,
咱
so
们
it
网
could
友
be some
分享的
problem.
几位网友分享的他这个小故事哈。
So
还
those
有
little
刚
stories
才
that
这
our
个
online
提
friends have
提
shared
天珠这个呢
previously,
我就送给他们我们的八宝灵珠哈
I。will give them the 8 treasure beads.
刚才留言的，还有今天留言
For
留
those
言，尤其是说
who
我特别
shared
需要八宝灵珠的呢
to，say that they
我
need
们争取哈，
the 8
争
treasure
取都
beads,
给我们的网友呢，就是邮寄到，
let's try to send it to them.
有多少颗我们就豁出来了哈，就会邮寄给你哈。
We will send them
感
to
恩师
you.
傅
Thank you,
那
Master.
接下来哈，又是一个很仇恨的故事，那发生非常的离奇。
There's
化解
another
前世冤仇
sharing
成功解除降
how
头
to get rid of
真的是
the
比较
previous bad
师傅
relationship.
好，我 我是小溪。我曾经有一段令我
Hi, Master.
痛苦
I'm Xiao
的
Xi.
婚姻贫穷、吵架、病苦、恐惧、怀疑、担忧，各种苦交杂在
I
一
have
起，
all kind
让我
of
几近崩溃。
suffering. I
2008
really
我跟前夫结婚
in
后，过着
2008
简单幸福的
I
但好景不长。
married my first husband.
2009年
We had a
我
good
生了儿子
life.
半年
And in
后，不知道
2009,
是什么
after
原
half a
因，
year after I had
前
my
夫总
son,
是不
I don't know
好
what
好工作，
happened.
总
My
辞职，
first
他
husband
赚取的一点
do
钱
not
只
work
够自己
well.
花，根本无法
He
补
doesn't
贴
have
家用。
enough to
所
give
有
to the
经济重担
family.
落在我一个
Because
人
of all the
身上，
financial
无论
difficulties,
我怎么努力工
the
作，
burden
都无法
lies
改
on
变
me. So no
贫
matter
穷
how
的
hard
命
I
运。
work,
我
I
承
can't
受不
change
住这样的
anything.
压力，前夫也
Due to all
承
the
受不住
pressure,
我的唠叨，所以
my
我们天
husband
天吵
cannot,
架。
my first husband couldn't stand my
我跟
nagging,
他的关系很差，
and our
和前
relationship
家婆的
became
关
very
系
bad.
也很差。
And my
婆婆
relationship
的
with
职业是个
my
老
mother-in-law
师，
was bad
平时
too.
还是有修养的，偏偏
Usually
她
she was a
很讨
very
厌
nice
我，
person,
我
but she
也
really
很
hate
不喜
me,
欢她。哎呦，这又是一
and I
个
do
冤
not
家。
like her too.
结婚以后，家婆也时常
So
来
after
我
I
们家
got
住
married,
几天。
my
他们
mother-in-law
坐
come
在
to
一
our
起
place to
聊
stay
天，
a
有
few
说
days,
有笑，
and when they
但
sit
只
down
要
and
一
talk
看到我，
and
他
chit-chat,
们的聊天
they
笑
have
声
laughter
就
and
立马
everything.
停
But when
止，
they see me,
随之而来的是他们
they
对
stop
我冷漠的
immediately
眼
and look at
神。
me in a different
更让我
way.
伤心痛苦的
So
是，
that makes me
有一
very
天
sad.
我一打开音乐
One
播
day,
放
as
器，
I
就听
turn
到了
on the
前夫
player,
说
music
我坏
player,
话的录
I
音。
heard the records
我
of
拿着
how
播
they
放器
badmouth
去质
me.
问前夫，结
And I
果
asked my
他对
first
此事
husband,
死不承认。
and
我们
he
的夫妻
refused to
关系
admit it.
太恶劣了，所以分房睡。
Our
我
relationship
不
was
是婚
really
姻
bad, and
痛
we
苦，
sleep in
从
different
2015
rooms.
年开始，我鼻敏
So
感、
in
鼻塞、流
2015,
鼻涕，
I have
问题
nasal
突然变得
sensitive
很严重，
problem,
导致我呼吸困难，
and I
时
couldn't
常
really
要张
breathe
开嘴
properly.
巴呼吸，
I
还
have to
要
open
时
my
不时地
mouth to
擦鼻
breathe.
涕。服用医
And
生
after
开的药
taking the
之后
medication
稍
from
有
the
缓解，
doctor,
但
it
吃
is
药
slightly
不治本，
better.
最后我就放弃了吃药。
But
由于鼻子
I
敏
give
感
up
的原因，
medicine
我每天
because
晚
it
上
doesn't really
都
help
会因
much.
为呼吸
I woke
困
up
难
2 to
而
3
憋气
times
2到3次。
because of breathing
每次
difficulty
半
every
夜醒
night.
来，我
Every
都
time
会
when I
听到
woke up in the
一
middle
些
of the
恐
night,
怖的声
I
音，
can hear horrible
咚
sound,
咚咚的敲门
like
声，
dong dong dong,
乱
somebody
翻
is
东
knocking
西
on
的
my
声
door,
音，还有从
and
厨房
things
里
being
传来叮
turned
咣
around,
咣的声音，
and sounds from
甚
the
至还有
kitchen,
炒菜的声音。
and even
那
cooking
时
sound.
我已经吓到没办
I
法
was so
了，只
scared
能穿上菩提
that I
的衣
only
服，
have
把
I
身
can
上的
only
吉
put
祥
on
卡
Bodhi
放在
shirt
衣兜里
and
才
put
能入
Master's
睡。
auspicious card in my pocket before
在
I
一
could
个风
sleep.
雨交加的晚上，我睡到
On
半
a
夜，
night
突然
where
不
it
能
was
呼吸
raining,
了，我
I
也完
couldn't
全不
breathe
能动，
in the middle of
更
the
没有
night. I
办法
couldn't
张
move,
开嘴巴。
and there's no
意
way
识
for
中
me to
我
open
感
my
觉到
mouth.
自己已经是断气了，只剩
Consciously,
下
I
死
thought
亡
that
了。
I
我要
couldn't
死
breathe
了，
anymore. I'm
但我还
about
不
to
想
die.
死啊！
But I
在
didn't want
对
to
死
die.
亡极度恐惧的驱
I
使
have
下，
extreme
我用
fear
意
of
识大
death.
喊：“师傅救
So
我！”
I keep, so
就
in
在
my
我向
conscious,
师
I
傅求
keep
救的
shouting,
同时，
Master,
眼
save
前
me.
突然出现一团
At
刺
the
眼的
time,
金光，我瞬
suddenly I
间
see
立
a
醒
golden
了。
light in front of
醒
me.
来之后，我发现
And
可
when
以
I
呼
woke
吸
up,
了，非常庆幸自己遇
I'm
到
very
了师
glad
傅，
that I met
感恩
Master.
师
I'm
傅
very
救我。
grateful to Master for saving me.
从婚姻的不幸到
From
深
the
受病苦
misfortune
和
of
恐惧的
marriage
折
to the
磨，
suffering
让
and
我
fear,
不得不怀疑
let
我是
me
不是
have
被人
doubt
下降
whether
头了。直到
what
2017
happened
年
to
3
me
月的一天，
until March
我晾衣服的时
2017.
候，突然看到煮饭的前夫鬼
I
鬼祟祟
suddenly
的
saw
在
my
一个不常
ex-husband
用的柜子
sneaking
里拿出来一个黑色的药瓶，将里面的
into the
东西
kitchen
倒
and
在
took
了
a
装
black
在炒菜的
bottle,
锅
black
里
clear
面。
bottle.
等前夫离开后，我就把黑色
And
的药
after he
瓶拿了
left,
出来，
I took the
很想
black
看看
pill
里面到
bottle
底装的是
and
什
want
么
to see
东
what's
西。
in that.
结果隔着药
In
瓶
the
一
end,
看，里面好
I
像是
could
干了的
see
虫
that
子。
there were some dried
我
bugs.
思来想去，这
I
2
thought
年所
about
遭遇的
it.
痛苦，
All the
极大
pain
可
that I've
能
suffered
是
for these
前夫
2
给我
years.
下降头了。
Could it be because because my ex-husband has put a spell on me.
勇气直接过在他面前，
I didn't have the courage.
一边磕头一边和他说对不起。
And I
我不
tell
是一
him,
个
I'm
好太
sorry,
太
I'm not a good wife.
前夫说，既然
And
你都
he
这样
said,
说了，
Since
我
you
就
said
原谅
that,
你了。
I have
说着
forgiven
他就
you.
走到杂物间，
And he
从一
went
个玩具箱里拿出一包东西，说
and took out a
这个
bag
东西已经
from
没
a
用了，
toy box and
直
said,
接把那一
This
包
thing
东
is
西丢到
useless
了
now.
垃圾桶里。
And he threw it into the
他离
dustbin.
开以后，
After
我
he
很想
left,
看看那包东
I
西
wanted
是
to
什
see
么。
what is in the
可是
bag
那
that he
时
threw out.
真怕看到恐
But I was
怖的
really
东西，
scared
最
of
终
seeing
就
things
是
that are
发生
horrible.
了。2017年的5月，
In
我
May
终于提出了
2017,
离婚。
I
自从
finally
换了新家，
thought I would
再也
better
我再也
I will
没
have
有
a
听到
divorce.
恐怖的声音了。
I moved to a new
离
place
婚后，
and I
我来
never
到
hear the
了
horrible
禅
sound
修
again.
龙泉禅堂做义
After
工。
my divorce,
我
I
每
went
天都
to
会打
Dragon Spring Meditation Center to be a volunteer.
在我打扫的同时，
I
心里
clean
会
the
想
meditation
洗掉
hall
自己的尘
every
埃
day.
洗
I
掉
wash
自
the
己的业
toilet.
力
And in my thought, I think I'm cleaning
我
the
在健
dirt
身
in
班
my
的第六
body.
天做了一个
in
特
my
别
mind.
清晰的梦。
In July 2017, I had a very
所有
clear
的人
dream
穿着打扮
on the
都是
6th day
不
of the
同
Health and
而
Fitness
那时
program.
我是一位
Everybody
男士
dressed in
我
costume.
的前家
I
婆
was a
和
man,
前夫是一对
and
母
my
女
my
在一个普通
ex-husband
平民的屋子里，我叉
is
着
a
腰
mother
恶
and
狠狠地骂
daughter,
他们。他们母女
and I
抱
was
到一起，
scolding them in
吓
a
得
very
瑟
bad
瑟发抖，
manner,
对
and they
我
were
不敢
both
直视。
so scared and shaking.
醒来后，我觉得自己怎么
After I
那
woke
么
up,
凶啊
I was thinking,
骂
why
人
was
骂
I
到
so
那样恐
fierce?
怖。我终于也明白了，
And I
前夫和
finally
前家婆
understand
为什么
why
那
my
样对我了，
ex-husband
是因为我
and
前世
my
对他们
ex-mother-in-law
太凶，太
do
残
not
暴
like
了。
me because in my
我也
previous
真心
life
地
I've
在
been
佛
too
前
fierce with
师
them.
父向前忏悔，
And
我
I
觉得自己曾经很对不起
sincerely
他们，
repent in front
我
of the
也放
Buddha.
下了对他们的怨恨。
I've put down all resentment
在
on
健
them.
身班的第7天，
On
也
the
就是做
7th
梦
day
的
of
第
my
5
health and
天，
fitness
我修炼
class,
大光明修
my
持法的
nose
时
is
候，
not blocked
明显
anymore.
感
On
觉
the
到左腰
when I
有
was
一股
practicing
冰冷
the meditation
像
of greater
拳头那么大
illumination,
的球形气体开始
I
不
could
停地向
feel
上窜。
cold like
当它
fists in
穿
my
到我
left
左
wrist.
肩膀的
At
时
the
候，
moment
就嗤的一下冲了出去。从
I
那
felt
一刻
ener-
开始，我的鼻子
that my
瞬
nose
间
is
通
suddenly
畅了，
clear,
一直到现在5年多的时
and
间
I
里，
haven't
我都再也没有出现
had
过
any
鼻塞流鼻
nasal
涕的现象。
congestion in the past 5 years.
今年，
In
也就
this
是
year,
2022年的7月，
in
我
July
赞助了7
2022,
本观无量寿佛
I
经，
sponsored
并且在慈悲因请了一个紫罗
the
兰的玛
sutra
瑙吊坠。
and
在7
invited
月28号晚上，
a
我
agate
收到了慈悲
pendant.
印的邮件，吊
At
坠
that
已经
night,
发
in
货了。
July on the 28th, I
就在
received
当天
an
晚上，
email
我又做了一个
that
很
the
清晰
pendant
的
has
梦
been shipped.
梦中有
And
2 个
that
人
evening, I
用
had
力把
another
我
dream.
拖到了一个人
There
面
were two
前。
people in the dream
这
that
个
dragged me
人
to a
穿着
person.
像卡达山人，
This
他头
person
上戴着一顶
wears
帽子，
a hat,
帽子上面还有一根长长
and he
的
looks
羽
like
毛。
a
他说：“你中
and he
降
said,
头了，这是
you
解药。”
you
他把
have
一粒
black
黑色
magic
药
on you,
丸
and this
强行
is
塞
the
进我嘴
antidote.
里。
And he
我
put a
醒来
black
后
pill
想，
into my
原来
mouth.
我真的
I
是中
woke
了
up and
降
I
头，
thought
因为
that
做
I
功德
was
的缘故，
having
让
I
我
was
在
in
梦
black
中
magic.
成功的解了降头。
I'm so happy that I
我
finally got
很
the
感恩
antidote.
师父化解了我
I'm
前世
thankful
的
to
冤
Master
仇，还
for
成
helping
功
me
帮我
resolve my
解除
past
降头。现在我
problem,
重新建立一个幸福的家
and
庭。
I've successfully
我生了3个
re-established
可
a
爱的
happy
小宝宝
family. I have 3
现在
cute
的先生对
children,
我特别好，
and my
特
current
别疼
husband is
我。
really nice
最
to
开心的
me.
是，他特别支持我来禅堂做
And
义
the
工，让
best
我
thing
有
is
机
he
会
actually
跟随
fully
师父
supported
帮
me
助
to come
更
to
多
the
的人
meditation
解除
center to
痛苦
work as a
烦恼，
volunteer,
获得健康、快乐、幸福的人生。
so that I can continue to
这
have
个
a
就是
healthy and
我
happy
们的
life.
网友小溪的分享。
This
真
is
没想到
Xiao
她
Xi's
是被
sharing.
自己的亲丈夫啊、亲夫啊给下了降头。
Cannot expect that she
这比较
was
少
actually
见
put on a spell by her husband.
但他也是嘛，就是这个，在禅修班上做梦，梦到了前世的因缘。
So in her meditation
对
class, she
他
actually
很
had a
凶
dream
所以
and
这一
dreamt
世
about
呢
what happened,
人家
the
对自己
relationship
是
between her and
对
her
然后呢，很
ex-husband
有意思
in
的
the
话，
past
真的下
life.
了降头，又是在梦中解了
And
降
the
头。
interesting
他说
thing
有一
is
个
that
像
she
卡达
was
山人的那种
she was
降
in
头
black
他说的
magic,
是
and yet she got the
马来西亚
antidote
当
in
地
her
的
dream.
土著居民哈，对，
土
像
著人
巫师那
当中的
样的。
一个部落啊。
对
Yeah,
对
and the
对
person who
哈
gave her the antidote looks like someone
强行给他
who
一
is
个
a
绿色的解
native.
药，他就吃下去了，哎，真的就降头就解了。但他也是
And
知道
after
自
taking
己
the
是
pill,
听了师傅的这
she's
些
fine again.
修法呀、讲道理呀，他做了功德嘛。
对
对，
Because
所以
she has
才有
done
这
a
样
lot
的
of good
因缘
merit.
梦中解了降头，
对，
不然降头哪好解呀？
Or else it's so difficult to have antidote
丈
from
夫也
black
厉害
magic.
啊
嗯，
这给人学了那个方法之后，
对，
拿那些虫子来就给太太
让他
喂，对吧？
吃，对。
哇，这个人下得去
So
手啊！
what kind of
就
what kind of black magic is that? They use bugs.
对对，
结果害得他晚上哦，就整天听到那
So
些
that's why every
可怕的
night
响
she
声
keep hearing
对
sound,
咚咚咚响声，做菜
hearing
的
knocking sound, cooking sound. It's so
这是怎么
scary.
生活呀？
然后还那个鼻塞
It affect her
鼻塞
living,
喘不了气，
and
差点憋
she
死。
couldn't
好在
breathe
她说
due
她
to
一
her
直
nasal
在呐喊
congestion.
师傅救我！
Luckily, in her
哇
conscience, she
师傅
shouted
不好
for
意思
Master to save
真的
her,
救一命了，
or else she may have
太
gone.
感恩师傅了。
嗯，
所以能够理解到
到，就是虽然小溪在没有看到前世因缘之前，
Although she, before she could see what happened in her past life,
在今世她还是一个应该说受折磨的这样的一个人啊。
对，
she was suffering in this
有
life.
一次灵光一现，突然不知道为什么就跪在
But there was
前跟
once
前就磕头，
she don't know why
然后
she
就开
just
始啊对不起啊，我做
she
错了，
just
对不起，
kneel
我
in
知道
front of her
好
husband and say
哎
sorry,
就
sorry.
这样一个道歉
And
的
because
话
of that
她的那个前夫说好吧，那我
apology
让
from her, her husband said, "Okay, I do not need this anymore," and threw away
就是那个鼓吧，
the black
就是
magic.
把那个鼓给扔了。
是，
然后才离婚，才解脱，才摆脱他。
他就心凉了嘛。
Then she had a divorce
所以
and finally
夫
got
妻
rid of
经
that
常说一日
ex-husband.
夫妻百日恩哈，都会想念到对方
Usually
的
the
好。
saying is,
可是
you
呢
are
能
once a
就夫
husband
妻
and
之间
wife,
下
you will
降
love
头
each
下
other.
骨的是比较少见的。
So it's very rare to
对
see that
所
the
以呢
other
这小
half
溪
actually
呢
put black
就
magic
明确了
on
丈夫给她下
the
蛊之后
partner.
她就狠了心了，
对
我还是逃命吧，
对对
就逃离了。
So
逃离了
because she knew
之
that
后
it
又
was black
建立了
magic,
家
so
庭
she
之后，
thought it's
她
better
那
that
些之前
she
被下降
she
头的那
escaped
些
from
都
the
没有了
marriage.
还又
That's why
生
she had
了
a
3个宝
divorce.
宝啊。
And after that, it's good that she found a new
丈夫也
husband
很
and
疼爱她
she got 3 beautiful babies.
还是有福。
So she's considered very fortunate
就是我
because she
们
did
在
good
我们在
merit.
药师佛
She
法
built
门
good
哈
merits.
做这些功德哈，就是药师
Because in
佛
the Medicine
有
Buddha
一些
Sutra
天神哈都会帮你解
says
一切
that
的
when you
灾
do
难
good merit,
啊
the
包括
Buddha
被下
and
降
all
头
the heavenly
帮你
gods
解
will help you.
而且这个解的这个方式可能都是我们意想不到的。
And
他在梦中
the
就是
way
派一个卡拉山
that
人就给
is
他
being done
送了解药。
is
因
so
为
so
他是对卡
unexpected
山
because
是有一种
it's a
他觉得
native
是这个
people who
下
actually
降头最
gave
厉害
her the
哎
antidote
所以
in her
给他
dream.
让他心安嘛。所
对
以梦中呈现卡达山人，
对
哎，一个长老
So in the
给他解
dream,
明确
it
就
came
知道
out
对
so that she can feel at ease in her mind
对，真是
that the antidote, that the
那
the
通
black
常
magic
降
is
头
no
的
longer
原理
there.
呢我们给一些新网友讲一下哈。
So let me
一
share
般来
with
说
some
在
new
东南
online
亚
friends.
常见的呢
Usually in Southeast Asia,
通常是用这个毒虫。
you will see some kind of black magic like bugs,
我们比如说有蜘蛛，啊，有
poisonous bugs like
一个尖尾巴毒的那个
spiders,
蝎子
scorpion,
啊，蜘蛛、蝎子，蜈蚣。
and centipedes.
那这个做这个法做妖的人呢，他会把这个
And the
毒虫呢放在
person
一
who
起
created this black magic,
装在一个罐子里头，
they will put all
盖上
these
盖儿也不闷
poisonous bugs
就但是
in a
不喂
container.
食物。那大概最多半个月之后，
and after half
里
a
面只
month,
剩下了一种虫子，
there will only be one
它互相吃
bug
啊，
left because they will
咬死
eat
你
each
把你
other
当食物给吃了，
because there's
最
no
厉
food
害的那个留下来，
for
而且
them.
都不是有毒嘛，
那就是最毒的
And。because they are
把
all
这个最毒
poisonous,
的，它又吸收了别的
so the
毒
most poisonous one
之后，再进行做法呀，
would absorb
这个在精神层面再进
would
行
absorb the poisons from the rest of the bugs,
指挥。
and it will continue
那最麻烦的
with
就
the
是
black
你
magic.
把最后这个毒虫给吃到肚子里去，
And the most
这最
difficult,
麻烦。
most troublesome one would be
对，
to finally eat this
所以他那个前
most poisonous bug.
做菜的炒
对啊
菜的时候弄了一个
一直往里放，
对
So when they
黑色的
cook,
粉末
对
然后
they keep
看那
putting
个
something black
看那
inside,
个一个深色的药瓶往里看，
so she could see through the
对
dark
我这只是
bottle
做
that
其
is
中
some
一种
bugs.
而已了，啊，其中一种。
This is only one
所以呢，
type of black
这
magic.
个那一般的中蛊的哈，中蛊的
Usually,
降头的
when a
人呢
person is in a
就是
spell,
总想呕吐，
they feel like
但
vomiting,
又吐不出来，
but they couldn't vomit
全
anything
身
out.
无力
The body will feel very weak,
啊，总是
and they
心
keep
虚
perspiring
啊，像有
in
点
cold sweat.
心悸，
对对对，就好像就是身体就垮了，就
But the whole
随时
body
处于那个状态。
is
而且还有个现象呢，
so
就是
weak.
每
At
天差不
some-
多在同一时间
Some would
看
even feel that at a certain time of the day,
定时的。
我们以前
很
有一个
容易定时
网友也是到现场跟师傅分享，他就每天同一时间犯病，
对，
they will fall sick at a certain time of the day
对
every
它
single
像一
day.
个自动的钟表一样，
It's just
它
like an
到那个时间你
automatic
开始做点什么事，
clock,
或者还让你产生什么想法。
or like they will have certain
就
thoughts
光这
at
个
a certain
做
time of
蛊
the
嘛
day,
蛊惑，让你产生一种想法或一种幻觉，
or maybe some
但是目的是
hallucination.
害你的。对，所以有些挺厉害，严重的就是要命。
So some are really
再
good,
轻一点，精神病。
some are very strong, and they could
还有就是
actually kill a
表
life.
面上看似
Some
各种
people
的
may
恶
go
病死亡
mental, have some mental problem
对，
due
它就
to it.
弄出这些事儿来，挺麻烦的。
It's very troublesome.
那我们做这个八宝灵珠送给大家。
So when we make
就是
this
说
8 treasure
这个八宝
beads,
灵珠呢，这个做法呢，其实外面这个东西呢，其实是各国政府允许的一种孩子玩的一种合成的泥。
the clay that we use is the normal ones that children can play
没有
with.
毒啊，儿童可以玩
It's
耍。
not poisonous at
那
all.
我呢，借用它呢，我把这
And I
个
uses this
解这个蛊毒、阴毒的啊，甚至鬼气的、邪气的这个相关的药物哈。但是
I
不
add
是
some
动物
medicine
的
to
药
it,
物哈，这与
some
杀生没有关
medication.
系，全是植物性、矿物性药物。那我把它磨
I
成
add
粉
things
之
that
后
they are
把
very
它给它
natural.
揉面一样
Plants
揉
are
在一
from
起
minerals
揉在一起呢，我们再把它
and
做
mix
成
them
珠子
together.
再经过一定的高温烧制，
And
就
on
出来就这样了。
certain high
但原则上它
temperature,
是可以防水的，没事的。
and
如果
fire
这个
them at a high
它呢这
temperature.
个
That's
质量
how it
不
created
同
the
的时候它
color.
掉到地上，应该是不会裂，不会
If
碎
you drop this on the floor, it
所以
should
它的好处挺多的，有很
still be
轻
good because it's very hard and it's very light.
就是手搓出来的哈。这样戴上它之后呢，就可以避开一些这种蛊惑的
So when you wear them,
或者
it
一
will
些
help
所谓邪气
wear
鬼
off
气
some
一
evil
般你戴在身
energy.
上的时候呢，这些邪气就不会上身体的啊。那么如果有些邪气的人，你戴上它之后呢，邪气
So
有
some
可能
people who
会
have evil energy,
啊，或者是减少。
when they wear them, the evil energy will reduce or be gone.
说想要八宝灵珠，想要八宝灵珠，特别希望师傅能够给。
像我刚才说了，留言我就给啊。
好
对，
好。那如果这些留言的网友的话，可以写信到我们语数点 contact at
So for everybody who leave a message, you can write to issuecontact@gmail.com
邮寄方式，还有你的那个网名都告诉我们。
and let us know your contact information and we'll send you the 8 treasure beads
有
to
这个
send
邪
you
气
good
困惑的
energy.
网友呢，就是说，我们今天桌子上摆的东西几乎都与辟邪有关系。
Everything on our
在
table
我身
are
旁的
related to get rid of
看得懂
evil energy.
莲花生大士，
对，莲花生大士哈，
降妖除魔
这。是鎏金的哈，这么大尊，做工是全世界最完美的、最好的，它的象征宝石啊。
This Guru
对，它
Rinpoche,
是在
it
西
is
藏
very
密
good
法
at
之中第一人
getting rid of bad
对
energy.
西藏密法之中，他当时哈，他是个外国人，应该是不丹、尼泊尔那边的哈。对，
He was from
亚洲
Nepal.
的偏僻小国那边，喜马拉雅山另外一侧的。对，那么他有因缘呢
Near
他
Himalayas
被藏王
mountain.
请到西藏，那么西藏各大部落还有各种密法修行的这些大师们哈，都去刁难他，就他挑战。
So
就
a
各
lot
种
of them
挑
will
战
come and challenge
这个
him
做法
during
挑
that
战的
time
话，你其
to
实挺难
challenge
用
his
的
power.
有些那个飞沙走石哈，那个石头砸到头上去就砸死你，对不对？
So sometimes they'll have
像风一样
stones
搞的
flying
石头
around.
吹它
They could actually hurt the
斗
person.
法呀，更不要说弄蛊惑了，这在里头都是小事情。
Not to
全是
mention
杀
about black magic. All these are small
他
issues
让
there,
所有
small
灭他的
case.
人都倒在地上。
So a lot of people who wanted to come and
对
kill
他就
him
是说
all
他这个
fall
法
on the
力
ground.
非常高强，哎，他不是傻傻的我就慈悲就好了，他就要慈悲。
So he's not
还
just
有很多
silly and say that, okay, I just want to be
对让
compassionate.
这些
No, he also
巫术
know
的这些法师们
how to
都最后心悦诚服，
how to
只要见到他
subdue
就
all
跪在
these
地上
people,
就不敢
and when
站
they see him, they will
就吓
actually
到这个
kneel
程度。
before him, and they do not dare to do
那么
anything bad.
后来因为他这个法力高强啊，帮助藏王治理当年的西
After
藏
that, because of his high power, Dharma power, he
那
helps
么藏王
the
呢
Tibetan king.
还把自己的这个一个妹妹，还有一个妃子，都送给了他。
So the
那
Tibetan
么
king
后来还
actually
让他接班当了
gave
吉
him
祥
his sister
当
as
时的新藏王，
his wife,
对对，新藏王，对，
and let
所以他
him
就是
continue
这
to
样
be
一
the
个
next
传奇的一个修行人。
Tibetan king.
对对对，所以这个莲花生大师，他这个法力高强，就是我们家里供奉莲花生大师的像哈，
So he is
都会得
actually
到护
very
佑
strong Dharma power.
还有这个
And if we have
红鎏金的金
Guru
刚亥
Rinpoche
木
statue at
对
home,
我之前讲过，我简单跟你说，哎，你们
It's
俩
very
还记得
auspicious.
一点印象吗？金刚亥木，
金刚亥木好像是 原来叫空行
Do you remember I mentioned to you before?
直的
对
这样的一位总
对，
司令之类的，就是
它就是一切这些接近于类似于女性菩萨和神灵护法的
She's
当中，
close
她是
to
最大的首领，就是她
the
的法力是
female
最高
version
强
of the
是这样的啊
deities
所以呢，她
pro-
露
who
出
will
一个愤
protect
怒
the
相
Dharma.
这个愤怒相呢，
So
这
she
个
has
愤怒
a
相和我
angry
亲
look.
眼见到的，在这个世界当中存在的，有一种像叫夜叉。大家等听说夜叉这个字，比如说中国人通常骂一些女的说你像个母夜叉，那
Like
么
sometimes you s-
我真见过母夜叉，
I've seen
她那个獠牙很长，像那个老
them before.
老
Their
虎
teeth
牙
are
那样
actually
的
very
刺
long.
那么长，但是脸长得很端庄，皮肤很白，
Their face are short
这
and
样
their
的一次叫红夜叉
skin
也
are
挺难
very
一
fair.
场啊。他真是在你面前吓我一跳，我说干嘛呀？
Yaksha.
他来帮我的，
They're very ferocious
对
looking.
就是我本来是因为
And I saw them. They're
我
actually
在
there
修
to
行的时候
help
有时
me.
候见到太愤怒的时候，我吓一跳的时候，我就会有杀心就会升起哈。哎，我先问清了来路，吓我
So
一跳
when I was
最后
shocked when I
我
saw
恭敬哈
him and
后
I
来也是
asked,
帮我护法。
why is they here? Why are they here for? And
对
then
所以
say
现
it's
在
here
介绍
to
给大家
protect
呢
the
就
Dharma,
是
to
你
protect
家里
me.
特别不吉祥的时候，
So in your house, if
那么
there's
金
really
刚亥
something
母
very
它
inauspicious,
的震慑作用是见人吃人，见鬼吃鬼。
when
见
they see
妖
a
吃妖
people, they will
大家
eat
记
the
住这样的一
person.
种概
And when
念
they
啊
see
啊
spirit, they will eat the
所以
spirit.
呢
They're very
就是
ferocious.
你就如果有家里特别不吉祥的，可以请金刚亥母回去供奉。
So for
通
those
常来说，
whose house
当
is not
天供奉
auspicious,
当天就吉祥。都是这么领
you
悟
can ask them for help.
对，所以这个是一般人没办法理解的事情。
These are something
再
that
就是
people are not
随
able
身
to
可以带
understand.
的八宝灵珠啊，你包括我身上现在戴的这个，这是天然天眼珠啊，
天眼珠，
So
天然天眼珠
including
它
this
的化验的时候
natural
就是玛瑙
Z beads
啊
is
但
actually
是
made of
它长
agate.
成的就是一层一层的，经
So
过
it
打磨
just
之后
grow
它就成
naturally
眼珠
in
了
layers.
啊，所以这种眼珠子呢，也是护法金刚的眼神啊，对。
So all
叫
this
邪恶之眼啊。
eye are
其
like
实
the
就是为
protecting
了以
Dharma.
邪制邪，哎，是这个样子的，所以戴上它就是保
So if
持
you
它
wear
不会
them,
邪
they will
气
protect
对我们的
you
侵害，啊，是这样。
from the damage.
像这里头放的都是这样的，
And all
天
these
然的天眼珠
are all
亮眼
natural
珠
Z
啊
beads.
天然的，这里面都是这样子的，你看这个是这样的，红色的啊，这个红白色的，有的这个还是两面的眼珠，
And this has two sides.
所以它呢，它材质是玛瑙哈，它天然长成这
It's made
样，
of
但这个
agate.
形状是打磨出来的哈，对。但是像我们大家常见的这个天珠的样子哈，
常见的
So like all these Z beads that you usually
这
see,
些天珠的这些图案呢，是人工加工出来的，
all
这
these
些
are
天然的
man-made.
几乎很少见到这么
You
规范
seldom
的
see
图案
natural
啊
ones
所以根据
with
这
this
样
kind
的
of
民
design.
众的需求啊。
So it's
它
according
做成
to
不同的图案的，这个图案像
the
个符
wants
咒
of
一样的
people.
让你
All these design are
来达到一
created
个吉祥啊、平安啊、辟邪呀、
for
聚财呀
protection
甚至治好
against the
姻
bad
缘呐
energy,
还
for
有
good
这个学
auspicious
识啊
energy,
对
even
对
for
对
good
这是不
marriage,
同的需求
for different
对
needs
做出来的哈。
这是大颗的
现在我手里拿着呢
牛，角，
这是牛角形天珠啊，像
So
这个
this
样子，
is
这上的图案，
a
它这都
ox
是天然的
this
这个玛
ox
瑙。
shape, ox
哎，
sun
经过
shape
比较能工巧
Z
匠的
beads
加工成这个
This
样
is
子。
natural.
但是牛角本来就是各大巫术门派几乎
A
有很多
ox
都用过的
leg
其
is
中一种巫术，而用成牛角形啊。所以在我当时在泰国遇
is
到一
used
个
in many
这个
areas
牛角
for
形的一个
protection.
老天珠哈，那个人是要多少钱？3万块钱美金。我就讲不下价钱来，我就讲成3000呢，不行。他
They
宁可不
wanted
开张我也不卖。
$30,000.
还有出的价更高的呢，那个是用了200年的，
是老的了，
对，它上头就有魔法，
So it
对，
is
我这个
very
是
old
新
and
的，
it has a lot
我
of
身上没有佛
power
法，
on it. Mine
但
is a
是
new
是
one.
有药师佛的法，
It doesn't have a lot of power,
大
but
家
it
不
has the
难成
medicine
想的，
Buddha
对，
power.
能够对抗所有的邪气，
And it can
这个是中间有个眼儿，
repel
看
against the
看起来
negative
就挂
energy,
在
the
身
evil
上的，
energy. So there's a hole in the
这
middle, and you
你们俩
can
都佩戴，
wear it around your
看
neck.
成项
但你们穿
链这样
红衣服就不显哈，
对，
对，其实这是红色的哈，
And this is
这
red in
颜色图案
color.
都是天然的，嗯，
很好看。
对
It's
我们给它
natural.
加持力就是希望说避开一切邪魔外道的侵扰，
So I bless all these items to hope that it will help you get
啊，
rid of all the negative energy.
师傅，那刚才看到您佩戴的这个念珠也好
Sifu,
像
we
是
also
可以
saw
遮
that
眼睛
the beads that you are
这
carrying,
也是
wearing,
这个很难凑起来，
this is
哎，
also
这个是108颗嘛，
this is
念珠的
108
话
beads.
它也是这样的天然
It
的，
is also natural.
那真
对
的是
Okay.
带这个的只有一个目的，
So the reason why I wear this
嗯，所以我们既能避邪，避
is to
邪
get
是
rid
保
of
护自己，
negative
保护亲
energy.
人朋友，对不对？你才能觉悟啊，对不对？比如说，包括我们去来菩提禅修，能够禅修，就是为了
So if you
健康
come to Bodhi
身体和
meditation,
心灵的健康。
you want to be
才可能达到
healthy. That's why you are here.
所以没有走向这样的一个过程，想达到觉悟，应该是
So if you want to have
我们
awake
不可能一步登天
enlightenment,
的，
you have to go through the
是
process.
这个意思哈。
This is what it
今天呢
means.
给大家介绍一下这个辟邪的这些宝物哈。
真是感恩师
Okay, I'm
父给
just
我们
running
全
with
方
you,
位的
running through with you all this
师傅刚刚
Dharma
就是在
treasures that can actually help to prevent evil
送
spirit.
给他一份礼物吧。
好，今天我们呢，就是主要是送这个八宝灵珠哈。
Today we are
但是我
here
刚
to
才拿
give
到这个
the
牛
eight
角猴
treasure
呢，我就
beads.
送给小西吧。
好啊，
哎，
I'll
对
give this
很适合
to 小西
对，也祝愿他，因为他过去被人下降头，
because she has
对
been
也希望能给他解得更透
under
彻
the black magic spell.
希望
So I hope
之
that
后的人生呢，一切都是
her future
吉
life,
祥
her future would
幸
be smooth
全家
sailing
幸福和美，好吧？
and her family can have a
感恩
blissful,
师父。
happy, auspicious.
好，那我们今天的这个时间呢，
Okay,
已经
today
讲了2个半小时了哈。对，网友大家都是挺忙的哈。那
we already
今天
spoke
就
for
到
about
这里
2.5 hours
先
and
我们说
everybody
一
is
下下一
busy.
次直播的时间
Maybe we can talk about
下
when
一次
will
直
we
播
have
是
the
在
next
下周六哦，网友朋友们提
live
前注意
broadcast. It's next
下周日啊
Sunday
下周日是12月10号啊，今天是周六哈。
台北时间的12月
So it's
11号
on
周
the
日
10th of December
亚洲时间
at
12
7
月
p.m.
11号的
in
周日
Taipei,
晚上7
Asia.
点钟也是北美温哥华时间12月
And
11号周
Vancouver,
日的早上3点钟。
It is 3
好
a.m. in the
我们再
morning.
记住是下周日哈，亚洲的台湾
11号。
对，
嗯，
晚上7点，
好的。那么今天留言就是需要这个八宝灵珠的呢，我都会安排工作人员给你邮寄哈。可能这个时间可能有先后哈。
好，
快到春节时候呢，通常邮局也是。
Okay, so I'll ask if those who want the 8
付的比较多，
对
treasure
有的过
beads,
早货吧
do write in
大
our
家知道我
comment
答应的事情
and
都会去
we'll
做今天留言
ask
呢
my
我一定
people
会给好吧？
对
to send them to you.
我们语数点 contact 这个联系邮箱，
好的。
So you just
祝
write
大
in
家
to
健
us
康长寿
and then we'll send it to you.
幸福快
May you
乐
enjoy longevity,
我们
happiness,
下次直播再
and we'll
见。
see you in our next live broadcast.